What's up, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Danger Zone. Friday again. So, hey, kick back, enjoy the show, man.
Oh, I'm beating you with my mind. And I can still dominate, I think.
Dane, you're a legend, bro.
That jet, dude, about hit me. Dude, yeah, we're here, man. Week 1 in the books. Let me get that off my screen here. Hopefully, y'all had a better week than the New York Jets coaching staff. Just throw that out there, man, because we did an all 22 look the other day. Man, it was grim. Very grim. The personnel didn't bring it. The scheme didn't bring it. Very few guys brought it. Shout out Thomas Morstead. He brought it. Greg the Leg tried, but I think he only had one or two extra points. Aaron brought it. Alan Lazard brought it for 58 minutes. Bad effort, man. And we'll get into all that, the good, the bad, the ugly. Got Daniel coming on here at the top of the hour, along with friend of the channel. Got a guest tonight. You know, us smaller startup channels, we need all the support we can get. Buddy of mine, you've seen him in the chat. He's usually here the last hour or two of every show. One Jets Pod. His name's Randy. Check out his channel. If you see his One Jets Pod in blue down below, you can click on that. It'll take you to his channel. Check out his work, man, because some of his graphics and logos and stuff, primo. But also, he's one of us, man. You'll hear from him tonight. 9 to 10, so top of the hour he'll be here too. I don't want to give too many of my takes away now, because when he comes on, we'll really get into what exactly we saw last week, and then also what to look forward to next week. Yeah, we got the Titans coming, man. Or I should say we're going to Tennessee for the Titans. I thought this guy would throw some shade at us. Let me find it here. Come on. It's not working. Hold on. There we go. Remember this guy? The good old Jamal Adams revenge game? Yeah, come on, get out of here. No, he was very nice about it. They were trying to bait him, obviously, and he said, "I respect the hell out of the Jets. They drafted me. I mean the Jets. The Jets are the Jets. The Jet is tatted on me, man. It's part of my story. My father was drafted to the Giants, which I didn't realize that. I was drafted to the Jets. My mom is from Yonkers, New York, and I have a lot of family up there. I still have my house there. It's still home. I'm not making it bigger than what it is, which I don't know. He must have matured a bit, because that was not his stance, when he was in Seattle. But he does say he has a lot of respect for everybody over there. I'm looking forward to the opportunity. This is actually his week one, basically, because he was out last week. Also, we are the Titans home opener. So, San Francisco's home opener we were last week. We're Tennessee's home opener this week. And then we are our own home opener, obviously, next week. So, looks like we're going to get 3 strong crowds, if I had to guess, honestly. So, yeah, keep an eye on number 33. How much he plays is anyone's guess, but I see there's some people in the chat already. A lot of people I saw from the show before mine, to 411. Good show. Give that a look too. If you weren't here earlier, check out the other channel I listed in my title and description. Randy, like I said, will be on it at the top of the hour along with my co-host MURPHH. But Roger, in here right away, brother. Do what you got to do. We will see you as time permits. Rich, man, always in the house, crushing it. Love it. He saw the here, let me see. There we go. He saw the all 22 we did earlier in the week. Just a programming note to mention. I think I'll be doing those weekly now, because it really helps to be able to see what exactly it is we're either complaining about or praising on Fridays. Visuals. I want to try to provide as many visuals as I can. That way, when you watch the game, you get the side shot of the game. They're running this way, but you're watching it this way. It's kind of difficult to really know what's going on. But when me and Mike the Stat Guy get together, I'll try to show you that other angle, the up and down. You're watching from like the Madden point of view, I call it. And then you can really get a sense of where exactly we lost or won the game. And like I said, we did that the other day. It was the first time doing it, so there was definite bugs, easy ones to fix, but definite bugs. But look for those in the future, and they should be a lot higher quality. But yeah, Rich, appreciate you, brother. Boomtown in the house, watching all the way from Canada, helping me with my international metrics. I love that. I told him one day he's going to look out his window and I'm going to be swimming in his pool. Let's see who else we got here. Hey, Randy's in the house already. Hell yeah. Take your time, brother. We usually don't hurry through much of anything around here. So, although I will say, like I said, programming note with the all 22. I'm going to be doing like a second stream weekly, like I mentioned, more like technical. because this one's more like informal. With that said, like I'm not gonna do 5-hour streams on Fridays, 6-hour streams like I have done. I'm gonna probably try to keep it like midnight cut, maybe 12:30 cut on really poppin' nights, just so like I am trying to grow, but at the same time, I'm not trying to put in a million hours talking the same content. So, but dude, I don't know. Once we start winning games, I think you guys will be popping. I'll be popping. We'll all eat. But yeah, Roger, good deal, man. Take your time. Like I said, Boomtown. I saw Nate pop in, brother. Good to see you as always. Another knowledgeable fan out there. We could never have too many of those, man. Especially open-minded ones. I appreciate that. Daniel, for sure. Yes, thank you for mentioning that again, because I did post it in the chat. Tua, man. Very, very, very polarizing topic of yesterday. Tua, man. I'm going to try my best not to get into specifics regarding it. In my opinion, that's between him and several of his people. But dude, I can't say it enough, man. Thoughts out to him, and regardless of what he does long term, I hope that he makes the best choice for 27-year-old to 37, 47, 87. So sucks, man. Definitely sucks. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, okay. So Roger mentions this. I think I saw. I don't know if it was a joke. Just people love and to speculate on what the Titan or what the Dolphins will do next. Not even just like long term, but short term, really. Tom Brady got his name tossed out there for sure. There was even for those of you not on social media, there was even a fake Adam Schefter account that popped up, and they were trying to say that Cam Newton was over there working out today. Didn't happen, man. But it was a good try because it did make its way around before people caught on. Rich Jamal is not good, yeah, bro. He's good. It'd be funny is if we somehow landed him back and we traded him away again. Like let's squeeze even more out of that. Jay, good to have you here, brother. Definitely. Okay, so you guys, it's Friday, man. You had Monday night to sleep on it. You had all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday. We're talking at the 96-hour mark, 4 hours after the game. What do you guys think about Monday Night Football? Like, I mean, I'll state the obvious. For one, how many times, like, do we need to be deflated when we're pumped so high? Like, this is another blow to our egos for sure. But like, yeah, what personally you think about that week one performance we put out? But also, can we fix it? How soon can we fix it? Like, what do you think? We had 4 days to sit on it. We had what, 3 games in 10 days? Sweet. 3 games in 10 days. We're already 4 days in, so we got 2 more in the next 6. Give me a chance to produce a little bit, catch my breath. And what I'm talking about is I got some help here that can tell me what he thinks maybe about last week as well. Without further ado, best co-host in the game, man, Murph.
What's going on? How we doing this lovely evening? This feel-good Friday the 13th, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Good, man. Damn straight. Oh, yeah. Friday the 13th. Good call, man. Definitely.
I love Friday the 13th. So I always have good days on Friday the 13th. So I don't know why. Maybe I'm just some sick, twisted individual and everything's backwards about me. Maybe that's why I'm a Jets fan. I don't know. But
You might be onto something there, man.
yeah. Yeah.
Where are you at with uh, the state of affairs?
The thing about it was kind of weird with me. A lot of Jets fans were pretty up in arms, and I kind of felt like I wasn't happy, but I was like relieved with the game. Because to me, the most important thing about that game was Rodgers staying healthy and Rodgers looking at least somewhat like old Rodgers, right? And I think we saw a little bit of both of it. I mean, well, we definitely saw the health, like he's fine. And then, like, we saw glimpses of old Rodgers in there. You know what I mean? It was not a perfect game for him, but like you could see it. Like, it's still there, right? You even saw him get mobile. You saw him running around a little bit, feeling it out. He's, just knocking the rust off. That's the big thing. So I was relieved. I didn't necessarily expect to win this game, so I hoped we'd be a little bit more competitive. But Shanahan, he's a good offensive mind, man, and he saw well, some of us have been worried about, and that's our run defense. He saw that on tape over the course of the end of last year and stuff, and he's like, all right, I'm going to exploit it. And if you know Shanahan, he does the most with his backs. It doesn't matter who they are. I don't know how many people. At one point, Raheem Mostert was a no-name back too, till Shanahan got his hands on him, right? So that's what he does, man. Like I don't know. That's just his mo. So it doesn't surprise me. Like they're a good team. I'm not that mad about it. A lot of fans really went nuts. I have some concerns, but it's week one, guys. Week one's always wonky, you know.
100%. And good job not letting me throw you off your statement there. But while you were talking, I was able to pull up, man, just something that really helped me. Like, all right, dude, he's arrived. Because this dart to G Dub, man, loved to see it, loved it. There were some third downs that just really, it's what we needed to see, man. Like you said, win, lose, draw. I mean, we all don't like the way we lost, but like we could check a lot of boxes from Monday night's game. And maybe if you weighted them properly, QB, performance, health, still a good checklist.
Yeah, yeah, and I know this is going to be a little bit of a lot of fans are like, oh wow, Alan Lazard had a good game. Bullshit! Get his ass out of the game. As far as I'm concerned, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. It's not just the drop. Like he just does not look good. The things that he did good in the game, I could have went out there and did good. Like I can go out there and run a fucking streak wide open and go like that because Rodgers places it perfectly in the fucking basket on a free play. Like what are we talking about? He is not good. He does not need to get that many reps on the field. I'm done with him, man. I cannot wait until they take the chains off of Mike Williams and let him get the reps. Like or Corley or Xavier Gibson or elevate Jason Brownlee's bat like fucking undrafted free agent ass. Like I don't care. I am over Lazard. I don't care he had two touchdowns. Oh, whoop-de fucking do. Good for him. Like anybody could have had.
The catches I'm not writing home about. I will acknowledge though that he was savvy and smart enough and aware enough to know get your ass downfield when you see a flag out of the corner of your eye. But here's the thing, like that I guarantee you something clicked with Garrett when he saw that. He's like, bro just got a 60-yard touchdown just for being aware and running a deep post when, you know, it's just situational awareness, and eventually, hopefully sooner than later, Garrett will take that throne from Lazard. Mike Williams is going to come and he's already going to take the reps from Lazard. Maybe this was enough though. Like, hey, someone won him at the deadline. He can catch a ball. We get him to 10 touchdowns by Halloween. Someone will pick up the phone. But regardless, snap count distribution was the biggest problem, if you ask me.
Yeah, and you
Corley,
shared something.
I mean,
Corley had what, one snap? I think you had shared that in our Discord, and I'm just like, wow. Mike Williams, what was it, 7? 7 snaps? I mean, I get the pitch.
It was rough.
Jesus, that's.
I mean, none of our not good.
I said, you know, he's chomping at the bit too. Like, he wants out there.
I mean, Mike Williams, they came out today, and I see Randy's getting settled. We'll bring him on in a second. He can dive right into this debate because I'm sure he's just as fiery as you. They came out today and said the original plan was to have Mike Williams for 15 snaps. And, like, I don't know why only 15. I mean, other than just being overly cautious. We never saw enough snaps overall, so he never even got the 15 he was supposed to. But I just hope that we now rip the Band-Aid off. Like, let's not go from a 15-play plan to 20 to 25 to 30. Like, no, let's go 15 to 35 to all of them, or 15 to all of them. Like, we need him.
Yeah, I agree. And our guest, I actually not super aware of our guest. I know from your post that's about it, and what you were speaking on earlier. Randy from One Jets Pod, is that correct? Let me ask you, is that it?
That's it, brother. That's it.
This is what everybody needs to do. Look at this. This is really easy. Bang.
There you go.
Didn't do it, but you get what I'm right.
You heard the man. Really do it now.
I don't even know the guy, but he's a brother. He's a Jets fan. You know, I mean,
damn straight. So. You know what? Without further ado, why don't we bring him out and he can speak? You know, we're talking about him like he's not here. Like I said, he's one of us, man. Knowledgeable, and hey, all Jet fans are one of us. But it really helps when you have an open mind. You don't just parrot things. This guy, Randy, without further ado, come on out, brother.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going?
How we doing?
Epic.
I'm not
audio,
too loud, am I? I'm not too loud, am I? Okay, good.
I got you.
You're good. And Dane can adjust from his end, so that's good.
Cool.
Yes, sir. What's up, dude?
Oh, man. Looking forward to the weekend, baby. Looking forward to the Titans. But I know we want to talk a little 49ers first. Damn it.
I know. And I told you, like, more heavily Niners than Titans. But, bro, I think all of us have just been beaten to a pulp with Niners stuff. I don't know about you. Like,
oh, dude. It's like I was saying earlier, you know, I had Thursday. I was like, all right, I'm not talking any fucking Niners. Sorry, I don't know if we can cuss on this show, but
right,
okay, good. I was like, man, Thursday, no
Lazard, and I went going.
No fucking Niners on Thursday. It was a vacation. I was like, all right, one more day, and then I'm done with that Monday night game, dude. Although it wasn't, you know, I'd rather lose by 13 on the road than lose by 21 at home.
Yeah, we got a Finn fan down there too. That's man.
Cooties.
You know what, dude? You ought to have heard the Finn fan base talking on Tuesday and Wednesday though about how bad we performed. So even just the first half of their game, let's just look at that. That was a bad performance too.
I mean, in both games, both first halves of those games between whether it be the Jacksonville game or the Buffalo game, I mean, it was just complete garbage.
Was
nasty.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't know that Tua got injured until about 3 hours ago. I I
No
didn't
shit.
watch it. I came home. I worked 28 hours the past night. Well, yesterday and the day before, 2 days span. I worked 28 hours. So yesterday when I got home, like I heated up some leftover pizza, ate it real quick, and just died in my recliner. I woke up at 3 in the morning. I'm like, shit, I didn't go to bed. I didn't take a shower or anything. So I've been super unplugged, but that's crazy, man. We all kind of expected it, but I can't say that anybody. I would hope that nobody wanted it because that's a
No.
serious thing right there, man.
Right.
And honestly, I didn't think he should have came back after the issue before. And then seeing him last year, he was able to stay healthy all season, and it was like, okay, so there's some hope here, but to see it happen again, it's just a scary thing. So, like you guys said, prayers up for Tua and his family. Um, I would have rather him been playing. We haven't beaten him.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Wanted to
Thank
beat
you.
him. So
Beat them
I'd
at their
rather him be
best.
playing.
Mhm.
So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what his decision's going to be. He's got some tough choices to make coming up ahead. Um, but I just hope for health for him and his family, and it's a crazy thing, but I also do want to say, like, until the Bills are knocked off the throne, man, they're the team. And people
Yep.
said they got a lot weaker. I'm like, well, they're still a well-coached team, and they still have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So until somebody knocks them off that throne, they're still the team, and that's a team I got my eye on right now.
It's like old Ric Flair said, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. But real quick,
Damn straight.
I just want to touch on Tua real quick. And I'm
Mhm.
sure you guys saw this. Mike the Stat Guy shared it. I believe they call it fencing when you do this on the ground like that. 9 times, I forget how many years or over the course of so many seasons, Tua's got 2 of them.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, I think I
too
saw
many,
that.
brothers.
He tweeted last night. I think I saw 9 times it's ever been on TV shown,
Okay.
and out of the 9 all time, he had 2. Like
Man.
it just shows you how rare it is because we have
Right.
professional sports everywhere. Like Randy, let's. I did kind of introduce you to the chat and all that, but why don't you
Okay.
just kind of like tell us what maybe how you became a Jets fan, and then we'll talk a little bit
Ooh.
about your channels throughout. But
Okay.
yeah, how did you become a Jet fan? Tell us that.
Well, to believe it or not, I was kind of in between teams. I really didn't have a team. I believe it or not, I liked Dan Marino back in the day, so I kind of rooted on the Dolphins. But I had a buddy who's Vinny, whose dad was in the military, and they were diehard Jet fans from Queens, New York, too. Lived out on Lemoore. It's out here in California, the Lemoore Naval Air Base. I don't know if you ever heard that before, but it's one of our air bases out here, and they were stationed out there. Well, one day I showed up in a Merino shirt, and yeah, his dad wasn't having that. So I was forced to take that off. And then after a couple of visits, he handed me an old Jets hat, had a bill about yay long, corduroy, had a couple of holes in it. And I kind of just wore that around. I didn't really kind of root for the Jets right off the bat.
Yeah.
They were real crappy. That first season they went 1-6 or 1-15, I believe it was. And so I basically kind of watched the Niners a little bit because my grandfather's a diehard Niner fan.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where I was. And about 98 when they started winning, I kind of caught on, and from there I kind of didn't look back. So
About the same timing as me, man. The Keyshawn, then '98. Like it was really turn of the century. It was fun to
Yep.
be a Jet fan, man. It was.
Early 2000s was fun. That's when
I always say if you really take that first 14 years, and I know as a Jet fan I complained so freaking much over the years, but you know what? We were one of those teams where it seemed every 2 out of every 3 years we were in the playoffs, and that third year it was like a reload season, and then we were right back in the mix. And then as soon as 2011 hit, bam, the real ugly years hit, man. I mean, I'm almost certain this has got to be worse than the 70s.
And nobody would have expected it to last as long as it has either.
Right?
That's because I remember like it was like, okay, we're going through a tough stretch, right? And like I figured by 2014 we'd turn around because that's what I was used to, man. It was like every other year or every third
Yeah.
year in the playoffs. No, it's like wow. like next thing you know, it's 2018, 19. It's like, and we still suck. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Dude.
But I did want
I
to
tell
ask
you,
you, are you from New York area, like New Jersey area?
No, born and raised in Hanford, California, little shit kicker town, Cowtown,
Oh,
USA, man. Yeah.
okay. So
But no,
never,
now I live in Fresno. It's a lot bigger town here, still here in California though. But no, born and raised right here, Cali boy, man. Even though I sound like I got a bit of a country accent, my family is from parts of the Midwest, Texas, and stuff like that. So that's where this comes in. Like I said, I come from a shit kicker town, USA. So
yeah. I come from a
should be a
shit.
nice.
Cowboys fan. Thank God I'm not.
What's that, Daniel?
I said I come from a shit kicker state, so I got you, man.
Dude, it's hard. Dude, we are all over though. Like one thing now that like interest is building, you're seeing us pop up all over. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
Even like
LA's got a
your
huge following.
LA. I mean, even
Mhm.
overseas is beyond me because we barely play over there. Like
That's a trip.
it is.
I'm
It
like,
is.
Jet fans that far away? That's crazy.
And how hard is it for them to watch the games too? You know what I mean?
I mean, I know they get that Game Pass, kind of like what we get here, but I think theirs is a whole different thing. But the thing with them is they're watching games at like 1 a.m, dude. We're watching it. For me, it's 10 a.m. For you guys, I'm sure it's what 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're watching it 12 hours, in the future, 1 a.m. I'm
Yeah.
like, that is insane. Some games 4 a.m. I'm like, dude, I'm not even looking forward to getting up at 6 o'clock to watch that London game or wherever it is we're playing. I'm like, nah, dude.
I don't know though, because I'm a night owl. I think I would rather take middle of the night than what do you guys get, like 10 a.m. Oh,
Yeah, 10 a.m. most of the time. I'm not used to these, 5, 6 plus primetime games every year. What the hell is that?
true. Dude, okay, so you said you've been a fan a while. Are you like us where like you love the Rex Ryan days?
Oh, Rex Ryan's, dude. I always say Rex Ryan kind of brought me out of my shell. I would say at that point I was in my mid to late 20s, and I bought Rex Ryan's book. I swear to God, that became my Bible. I probably read that 10, 15 times, dude. I loved Rex Ryan. Yeah, it got a little played out there at the end. He kind of got a little screwed. I mean, the team was never rebuilt the way it probably should have, and they let guys go and didn't replace them with guys worth a shit. But no, I love Rex Ryan, and I still to this day love Rex Ryan, even though he
Same.
coached the Buffalo Bills.
Same.
Yeah, I love how we're all just like, yeah, let's erase that part from the memory. We still love our Rex.
Oh,
We still
yeah.
love our Rex.
Fat Rex.
I think
I love Fat Rex.
yeah, I
Yes.
think the big reason why it's easy for us all to still love Rex is because he's basically a Jets fan. I mean,
Oh,
even
he
in the
loves
media,
us.
he
Yeah.
tries not to be biased, but man, he's still trying to support us because he
You get him in
knows
that
that
same room with
this
Greeny,
loves
dude.
him.
They just go off.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, we talked about San Francisco and how overplayed that is. What do you want to see this week? Like what will restoke the confidence that you may or may not have lost in the last week? Like what are you hoping to see? Both you guys. Like I know what I
Getting
kind of
that
want to
defense
see.
back to form. Oh man, I swear, you just do that. I swear, you do that, and you get the offense you got Monday night. You probably win this game. I don't think you're going to have to score a whole lot against Tennessee. I mean, their defense, they got some run stuffers. I think they're in the middle of the line or whatever. But man, I think you drop 17 on them and play some defense, it's over. I promise you will. I think I even said it on my show. I think this week, you're going to see Tony Adams and Sauce Gardner get a pick each. I just got a feeling. Will Levis is a pick machine, dude.
Yes, he is. He is, man. And I don't know how many of the chat like watched the Titans game. They were ahead early, and I think a lot of people thought it was over, dude. But then they never scored again. But dude, that one pick he had, it was ugly.
I love how they say like Caleb Williams brought the Bears back. No, Will Levis gave the game away.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
I did not watch that game, but if you look at the stat sheet, boy, it didn't look pretty for Caleb or Will Levis.
It was boring,
I will
dude.
say I like the grittiness of Will Levis, though. Like, I think that he should have never been starting as early as he did. I think he's one of those quarterbacks that should have sat for a year or two.
Yep.
And I think he could have had maybe like a Josh Allen type of, you know what I mean, if he had been developed right. because he's got that heart. He's very gritty. He's not afraid to drop his shoulder and try to run somebody over, and he's got a hell of an arm on him. He can spin the ball, but
for sure.
They're doing what we've done to several quarterbacks. They're out there ruining them now.
That's a good point. That's a damn good point.
Yeah.
You know what?
Jetstream, how you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. If you didn't see the game, Chicago, they were able to block a punt and return it for a touchdown. They were able to pick six, score a touchdown. So, like, I'm hoping that means, like, this is exactly what our defense, what the doctor ordered. Like, let's go turn the ball over, like you said, man. Please. And please establish the running game. That's all I want, man. I want to see Rodgers.
No turnovers either.
Yeah. That was a bad start, man, last week. Bad start. I don't remember the last time I saw a Brees fumble, but it seems like a long time.
Oh, dude, I wanted to cry. I was like, ain't no way that just happened.
Right? Then I'm like, oh, he's just going to turn into Godzilla and earn it back. But, yeah, he didn't really have a chance.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely turnovers, man. Like, we need a thorough victory. Like, we'll take any victory, but I don't think we're going to correct everything in 1 week. I don't know.
No way.
I'm a little down after looking at that tape and some of our alignments, and it's just bad. Like our wide.
So we got to remember, we got what 3 games in 10 days.
We're halfway through it, man. And now they're saying DJ Reed might not. He's questionable. With a game next Thursday, does he push it to play, like, or does he just say, "Hey, I'm going to play the Patriot game and make sure I'm good"?
I mean, we've seen Eccles come in before if he had to. I mean, he's locked down better receivers, I would say, in Philadelphia than what they got in Tennessee. I know they got in Tennessee. They got Calvin Ridley, I believe.
Yep.
Maybe not.
Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, and they have.
Now will Sauce be on Ridley?
I would say.
Okay.
I don't know though, because we thought he'd be on Ayuk dedicated too. But they also have Tyler Boyd. They have 3 good receivers. The problem is their quarterback, though.
Yeah, that's
you gotta get pressure, man. You got to.
I think I could trust Eccles for a week. We've done it before. Plus, I think we could trust Eccles for a week. If they wanted to rest Reed for the week going to the Patriots game, like I said, it's 3 games in 10 days. That's insane. For all the shit that people talk about us, we sure are showcased, aren't we?
The drop off between Reed and Eccles is not near as large as the drop off between Sauce and Eccles. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yep.
We'll be fine. Sauce is an elite player. Reed is just a good player. You know,
sure, absolutely.
And Eccles is a good backup. So you know, I mean, we'll see. But the biggest thing right now is the run defense. They got to figure it out, and they got to get a pass rush. And I don't even want to speak that fucking guy's name right now.
I knew you were gonna say it too.
It would help, you know. It would help, but maybe our guys will get it together. If there's one thing you can trust, it's Saleh and the defensive coaching staff. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And if there's any quarterback to kind of get your defense back into the rhythm, I think it's this guy right here, man. Because of the mistakes he's prone to make, like.
Yep.
This is it, man. Like I swear, if we crap the bed again against Tennessee, ooh, I don't know how I'm gonna feel, man. I do not know how I'm gonna feel.
There will be mattresses on fire, so I don't want to think about it, man. I think we all want to win the Patriot game just as bad. So, like, hey, just look at the quarterbacks we have the next month, though. You know, hang your hat on that. Just don't beat yourself. Do not beat yourself.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
Exactly.
And progress throughout the season too. When these teams start getting film on each other and stuff, the good coaches start shining because they start game planning better. Let's hope that, you know, and maybe that's why our defense started off as sloppy as they did, you know, once they start getting a feel for not only other teams but their own team and the best ways to use, you know, although you feel like they should already have a pretty good idea, but you know, maybe they'll stop this nonsense with having Quinnen all over the fucking line and stuff, you know, like keep him where he's at. He's always been productive where he's at. Keep him where he's at. You want to shuffle some people around, you want to maybe move JJ around. That was productive last season. Let's do that. Will McDonald, I mean, he's a speed demon. Why not throw him in different spots and try to trick, you know, but like not Quinnen, dude. Let him do his job. it's bad enough we were getting gashed up the middle and stuff as it was. Like, keep your best player there.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of our defense was Quinnen just, getting those double, sometimes triple teams and letting other guys feast. Like that was a big like I think right now, if you were to put Bryce Huff on this team, in certain situations, the way they got Quinnen going, I don't know if he'd be the same player, to be honest. Reddick's in a whole league of his own. I think he's gonna be a freak no matter what. But I mean, it's like he said, you got to keep Quinn in there. That was a big part of this defense last year, man, and why they were so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, penetrate the A gaps, man. If that pocket, like, it's one thing to come around the edges and it crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback can step up a little bit. If you're coming right down the pipe at him, he's gonna shit his pants, man.
Yep.
He is.
That's fair.
And Amy in here, she asked how long of a leash does Levis have? And I'm not sure. Like, I'm not that plugged into Tennessee, but you would think with a rookie head coach.
Who's their backup?
She said Rudolph.
Oh, really?
Rudolph? Oh, huh.
I don't know if it's week 2.
Yeah, it's still early. I think.
That's a little early.
And they have a pass. I mean, I believe a rookie head coach.
Yeah,
right?
This is kind of a throwaway. I wouldn't say throwaway season, but it's kind of a wash season for them. Like they're rookie. They're kind of putting it together right now. So yeah, I don't think even the Titans know they're going to compete this season.
Well, just know, like, that game is never, even if they get up on us early and they look good against this first half, that game's not out of hand because they completely blew it against the Bears last week.
Yeah.
Their coach even came out and said, yeah, if we would have just punted on every drive we had, we probably would have won the game.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's but
let me see if
I think we have a good chance. I think the coaches, I mean, the film stands out for itself, So
well, we can't. Well, look at AVT on this snap. Sorry to cut you off, Daniel, but like, can we kick some of this rust off?
Yeah.
Like, we can't have that.
I mean,
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, give it to the tackle there. Who's that? Malik Collins or is that Hargrave?
It's 99.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Is that AVT he's pushing by? Oh no.
That was an excellent move right there.
It looked like even before the move he was beat though. Like, damn. It's like he got it's rust because like you can't
step to the left. Look how wide that step is. Boom.
Yeah.
That's
a good move by the DT. You gotta give it to him. But AVT, he can't do that. That's unacceptable.
I'm with you, Dane. I'm hoping it's rust, man. I'm hoping everything we saw was rust. Because like we all said, all this week, they did not play a lick in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets looked just like a lot of other teams week 1, man. A lot of other teams. The offense was horrible in week 1, man, for around the league.
I will say our defense in the preseason looked okay, but it wasn't these guys. These guys were more ready for it because they were playing so many snaps,
Yeah.
But we'll see. Okay, so let me ask you guys this: we signed another fan favorite, if you ask me. What do you guys think of this signing? Connor McGovern brought back in for depth. Do you like the move? Does it move your needle at all?
I mean,
at some point, Dane.
I had to work it in, man. I had to. You know me, man.
I mean, I guess too many offensive linemen can't hurt, right? Especially one with experience and one experience in the system.
Yeah, it's not a needle mover, but it's great to take it, Like, I'm not going to expect Connor McGovern to start next week and open up giant holes for the running game.
Right.
He's never been a needle mover. Like, he's just been like, he was like kind of solid, like average to below average center, depending on the game. I'll take it. I'm not mad at it at all. Like, I think it's a good move, but it's not going to be a needle mover, man.
I think I'd much rather seen the guy from Green Bay, old Aaron Rodgers' old buddy, come through here rather than some Connor McGovern. But like I said, we'll take it.
And I think we're okay on the outside. Like it's the interior. It depends on your confidence in Newman and Max Mitchell and them other guys. If you ask me, though, it doesn't raise our ceiling, but I do think it raises our floor. And I don't know if that's the best way of framing it, but that's the way I like framing it.
Since we're on the offensive line, can I ask you, and we're still kind of touching on the 49ers game, are you concerned about Tyron Smith? He didn't have a great game.
No, I think if we see more of it in Tennessee, then yeah, I think I will. Like I said, I'm really just gonna try to chalk everything up to rust, man. And I'm not even expecting to look, super sharp this week. I would say it's probably gonna take a few weeks before we look like I wouldn't say a well-oiled machine, but look like we're coming to form somewhat. So I would say Thursday night, hopefully Thursday night, we can somewhat thump the Patriots a little bit and kind of look like the team we're hoping that we could be. So we'll see.
Facts. Even if I feel like once we click the timing of it, it might take longer than a lot of people wanted to see. But I do think that once we do, anything's possible because the talent on this roster. I mean, come on. Especially, dude, if Miami is down to for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or forever or whatever, it does create an opening, whether you want to say it or not. Like, this team plays us twice in December. And we'll see, but I don't like...
Not a knock. That's a sign of respect because Tua is a solid quarterback. At least in that system, he knows how to perform.
Sure,
and he has good chemistry with the receivers, and so. But at the same time, if he's out, then it's like, are the Dolphins going to be able to still continue to perform? With Skylar Thompson at quarterback, like, I don't know.
I was shocked when he won that job over Mike White. I'm not gonna lie.
They've been high on him since day one. I had a Dolphins fan preaching last year to me that, like, he might even start over Tua. Like, it was just, like, ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Dan Marino's been working with him.
That sounds like a Dolphin fan.
Dan Marino loves him and stuff, like the whole spiel, which I'm sure we sound just as ridiculous to other fan bases.
Man. Sure.
We're like, oh man, this Xavier Newman, that might be the center of the future if Tippmann moves to guard. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who are these guys?
Joe Namath says some nice thing about Zach Wilson, Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you stacking the box on Sunday?
Ooh.
Without a doubt, I would.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I would force Will to test our secondary. Yeah, because we got it. Because we got to establish dominance in the run game. Mm-hmm. So punch him in the mouth early. Force Will to throw it and see what they can do. We'll see.
Even if they score I'm for it. Like, even if, because Will does have a good deep ball. Even if they break one or two big touchdown throws on us or something like that, the other like 7 3-and-outs we got, that just gave our offense more chances. And I trust Aaron to get down the field and score.
Hell yeah.
The Titans defense doesn't like scare me. Like, I have respect for Jeffrey Simmons and Devondre Campbell. I don't think we need to be running up the middle because I think those two are like, at least Simmons is a stud. I think Devondre Campbell is going to be a stud. You can say what you want about his off the field issues or whatever, but that guy can plug a hole.
Yeah.
No Diddy. But so I think that we don't need to be running up the middle against the Titans, or not, at least not very much. We need to be hitting C gaps and things like that. But
a little off tackle
and a little bit of screen work. Yeah, a little screen work and stuff, which I think they like to incorporate a lot of that anyway. Get Malachi LaCourley.
Come on, please.
Like, let's see what he can do, and then Brees, of course, and
Braylon Allen down there in the goal line if we get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You punch it up the middle, you put your biggest back there. Why not?
Hell yeah, man.
But
I want to see more Corley and more Braylon this week, man, for sure.
Yeah. I think that you stack the box, you leave Sauce and Reed, or if it's not Reed, even if it's Eccles or Stiggers, dude. Like I trust
Yeah.
those guys. I
Oh,
trust
for
our
sure.
defense to have those guys ready. So you leave those two on the outside. You have Tony Adams, single high, whatever, just watching whatever he needs to watch back there. And then Chuck Clark's up in the box. The linebackers are up in there. You know, I think you stack the box because they're going to come at us with a running game. Look at their coaching staff,
Yep.
Callahan's, man. And they've seen us. They did it well last week against the Bears. They think they're going to do well again this week against us, especially after watching our film.
Yeah.
Stack the box.
Yep. 100%.
Right into the first question from the chat, Daniel. I think you just about touched on it. What is your take on Callahan? I don't know if he means Bill or if
If
he,
it's Bill
yeah,
Callahan, go.
yeah.
Go offensive line coach, man. I miss him.
Damn straight.
I think his son's going to do fine, but you can't expect a lot in the first year. He's barely implementing his system, man.
That's
And he's
fair.
got,
Yeah.
just like any coach, you're not good unless you got a good quarterback. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I don't give a shit if you're Bill Belichick. It doesn't matter to me, man. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not winning. At least a competent quarterback.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I did watch a little bit of that Titans game, like I said, and I was expecting like a dominant O line with a struggling quarterback. The O line was struggling as well, though. It was hot and cold for sure. I saw Skoronski getting beat. Who's that other guy? JMS or the other first round pick? Latham. He was hot and cold. So like it is a good. We said week one was a good test for our team. We were wrong. I do think this week though it could be a
Yeah.
good test. Can you take away the ball and can you expose an O line that's not solidified yet?
Absolutely. Like I said it on my show, honestly, where I'm at with these next 3 games, I believe after the Patriots, the Broncos, I think. I want to see some convincing wins, man.
Yes.
I really do. Because I know, like, it's like you just said, on paper, this roster, it's stacked. There should be no reason, with the line of teams we got after San Francisco, why we shouldn't be 3-1, man.
I mean, assuming that we play even medium ball, like we can't beat
Yeah.
ourselves and shoot ourselves in the foot. Literally, there was a play when Jermaine Johnson was rubbing elbows with Sauce on the outside. That's how wide he was. It was
Wow.
crazy to see. So, like, I don't know what the hell that was, but throw that away and just beat them traditionally. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
One
And
thing
no Trent Williams on this line.
Yeah. One thing there's that, yeah, but I was going to touch on their defense a little bit. One thing I wanted to say is like I knew Fred Warner was good, and I thought he was the best like linebacker in the league.
Yeah.
But he's even better than I thought, man. My God, that guy is so goddamn good. He takes over a game. He commands that defense. So props to him, and he's a good dude too. So he's easy to root for. But what I wanted to transition since we're talking Titans now. Do they have a guy like that? Do they have anybody that like scares you and you're like, oh, this dude commands the defense. He's a playmaker. He always shows up. I don't know that the Titans do. I think their best defensive player is probably Jeffrey Simmons, and he's damn good.
Yep.
But I don't know if he's Fred Warner type good.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
They're too early in their build to have like studs all over. So, and Aaron's smart enough to just not target the Simmonses,
Right.
we assuming we have Mike Williams, throw Corley out there, even throw Isaiah Davis out of the backfield can catch him. He can catch screens, man. Turn it upfield. We saw it in the preseason. Braylon, I do want kind of saved for our jump, like our I formation single back. I don't want to see him catching screen passes. Not when you have Corley and Davis. Like that's what they were drafted to do.
Yeah, that's our power guy right there.
Yeah, facts. If you want to use him, I mean, it's up to you. You can save him for 2030. Rough, man. Rough outing. It's annoying because we could have lost by 13 and just played better. Like I'm
Yeah.
not arguing the score. I'm
Sure.
arguing like the actual performance. The eye test
Yeah.
was terrible.
Terrible, man. And you
It
know
was.
what? We didn't make any adjustments whatsoever during that game. It seemed like every time the Niner, was like, okay, we're gonna change it up a little bit. The Jets was like, no, we're just gonna keep doing the same old thing. Because I swear to God, and I'm gonna keep saying this as long as I'm talking about this. I swear to God, 44, because I can't say his name for the 49ers, was a ghost, and the only people that could see him was the TV audience because we couldn't, because he was
Dude,
everywhere, dude. I
I
believe they
can't.
had Ashton Davis single one-on-one with Kittle. I'm like,
Dude, Davis also got beat. That fullback beat him on a route. I'm like, did that really just happen? Judge check. I don't know his name, but thank you.
and did we really have Lazard and I think it was it looked like they were playing fullback. It looked like the most 90s formation I've ever seen in my life, dude. I'm like, Hackett's moron.
Bad.
Yeah, I saw earlier in the game when we all still had hope and everything. I saw Michael Clemens literally throw Juszczyk to the side, and I'm like, hell yeah! I was like, he came to let's prove people wrong. I'm getting hyped, 'cause at first I thought it was an offensive lineman, then I rewinded it and I was like, oh, okay, it's the fullback. Either way, he's a good fullback, so that to me it was still somewhat impressive. But then he didn't do shit. The rest of the game looked like shit. So whatever. But I was getting hyped early.
I mean, that second half showed a little promise right at the start, and then it kind of just went back to the same old shit. And I'm like, come on, guys, what happened?
Dude, I hated.
You can't hype the Jets. You just can't hype us. Damn it! Stop it.
No.
I'm sick of
That's why I hate prime. I don't want.
I tell you. Yeah.
Plus, I get up at 4 a.m. during the week. So I'm not feeling the prime time, man.
So you got to hear that shit all day, and you got the whole panel picking the Jets. And I'm like, oh, shut up.
On 4 hours of sleep. The next day, I got to hear about us losing. Fuck that.
Question from the chat. Do we expect to see more rapid adjustments and or effective halftime adjustments from our coaching staff? More important, if we're down, of course, but I want to see us dominate.
Yeah, that's just like I was just saying. That's what I'm kind of hoping we could do that because we weren't doing any of that on Monday night. We did a lot of that last year. That was kind of what the Jets did. They might be playing crappy, and then they go in a half, make some adjustments, and the defense kind of bounces back. Not so much the offense, but the defense was bounced back, but wasn't the case on Monday. So I'm hoping we get back to that this week.
Mm-hmm. I will say Rodgers was making some adjustments. Go ahead, Daniel.
I think I think hope, is the word. We're hoping for it. But I'm gonna be honest here. I don't want to be like a complete Jets shill, even though I'm a huge fucking fan and I want them to do well, But they haven't shown it. They haven't shown making rapid adjustments. Now last year they were pretty good at halftime.
Yeah,
they did do pretty well at halftime. But when I'm reading this question, it's not just halftime. He's saying adjustments overall too. They're not making adjustments based on throughout the week and preparing for what the team's shown. Us as fans will see a team performing a certain way and oh my God, they run the ball really well to the outside with James Cook. Let's say it's the Bills or whatever, And we as fans, we talk about it all damn week prior to the game and on these Jet streams and stuff because we're all fucking obsessed. And the coaching staff doesn't prepare for it, and it's crazy.
Like the opposite.
At halftime, they're like, "Oh, okay,
okay. Well, now I see what they're talking about. Hey, ESPN style. Ooh, I like that.
We haven't seen them quite do yet, and I want to see that as an improvement from Saleh, man. I do, but until I see it, I can't say that I expect it.
That's fair.
And it honestly, once we capture it, I'll feel a lot better about maintaining it with a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's just how long is it going to take to get that? And I think once this team tastes winning, real, maintainable success, I think they're not going to let it go. But how long does it take them for it to click?
Yeah, because winning's contagious, man.
I do.
Absolutely agree.
Just
But
don't let it take
so
forever.
I don't want to. Okay, like I'm gonna drop the negativity for a second. I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I want to point this out right now. As long as 8 is behind center, we have a chance in every game.
There it is.
So I don't give a shit if the defense is still struggling or whatever. As long as 8 is back there, you have a chance.
Yep.
And he can do a shootout with somebody. He can throw that. He can sling the fucking ball, guys. Like It's not a problem. I mean, it's a problem because obviously you're not going to go far in the playoffs unless your defense is performing well too, at least at a moderate level. So as long as 8's back there, we have a chance in a lot of these games. The thing about it is the 49ers didn't really give him a chance. First of all, he's trying to knock the rust off. He hadn't been hit yet.
Yep.
They're trying to ease him into it. It was a heavy dose of Brees in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we just got behind too far, and it wasn't working. This is a whole fresh game now. He has a whole new mindset, and he's probably hungry. So I think that we don't need to be too far down on the Jets, especially after a week 1 loss, wonky week 1. That's what I like to call it because week 1 is just week 1. After a week 1 loss to the damn near Super Bowl winner, I mean, they had that game. It's incredible that Patrick Mahomes does the things that he does, but to me, they are the best team in the league. It's just they don't have Patrick Mahomes behind quarterback. So I'm not going to get too far down on it. And like I said, I was relieved after the game. I told Dane this earlier. I'm not sure if you were here yet, Randy, but my reaction to the game was I was relieved. I'm like, hey, Aaron's healthy, and he didn't look terrible. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, we're good. How many people?
It was weird watching Aaron play a whole game as a Jet.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Oh, it was fucking weird.
I mean, all game I was just like, I was nervous as hell, dude. I just like something's going to happen. Like I'm a battered Jets fan. So I was like, something's going to happen, and the only thing that happened is we got our asses whooped in the trenches. That's it. I mean, whatever.
Like I was hoping we would win, but in the back of my mind, I was like, just be competitive. Just be competitive, and they weren't. So it's like, all right, man. So that's why I really want to show. I want to stuff it down the Titans' throat this week, man.
Yeah.
That would at least go a step in the right direction to kind of be, all right, because I'll tell you right now, and maybe this is just me. What do you fellas think? But the same old Jets would have got their ass kicked in San Francisco, then showed up and almost played like they didn't give a shit against Tennessee, and then probably dropped it by like 13 points. That's just the way I feel. I don't think this is that kind of team.
Well, the thing is like the same old Jets would have got whooped way worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we showed flashes of competitiveness. Like we, in the beginning of the game with 3 and outs and stuff with the 49ers and stuff, it wasn't until like Brees fumbled that ball and stuff. And then, and even then we still our defense was still looking all right and stuff. And
the first quarter was good.
Yeah. Eventually it just started to get out of hand. Once Shanahan realized that he could run the ball, it was over at that point.
Absolutely. Randy knows a lot about
it didn't look like same old Jets to me, man.
I don't know that much about the Fins.
I do have a thing I want to show you guys. Just give me a sec. I'm bringing it up. Let's see. Okay, here is a chart that I wanted to ask you guys. Is it something or nothing? This is the chart of Aaron's passing from Monday night. And as you can see, Rich pointed it out in the chat, and so did Stack. 1 pass to the right and only short. Nothing late developing at all went to his right side. Some would say, oh, it looks like a quarterback that's a little gun shy to turn their back on the left tackle. What do you think about that? Is it something or is it nothing?
That's crazy. He's a right-handed quarterback, guys. Like, what are we talking about here? If anything, that's impressive to me because he kept turning his back to throw the other way. Like, what are we doing? And knowing him, he didn't even set his feet because he don't need to. His arm's freaking ridiculous. So, and he did a lot of that last game, which was weird because we're all harping on Zach, like, oh, you need to figure out your footwork, dude. Whenever Aaron does it, we're all like, okay, because he's
right.
But that's Aaron for you. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is that left side, Garrett was over there a lot. So you notice there's a lot more targets over on that left
Yeah.
side. That's all I got to say.
Wherever Garrett's at, you're going to see that whole side lit up this week too, because he said he wants to feed the ball to G a lot more this week. So
good. I hope he does. Really do.
That interception wasn't Rodgers' fault, though, right? That tip ball. Oh God, I hate those things. There's nothing more in this world that pisses me off than a tip ball interception. Fuck.
Yeah. It wasn't a perfect throw though. I got to.
That's fair.
I got to be a little hard on him, but Jesus, I've seen way worse throws out of Zach. So, I mean that was gold compared to what you seen out of Zach.
And you know what a lot of people were saying was they were, I think it was Zach's Monday night game or against the Bills or whatever. And it's like the difference is we had 2 trips to the red zone and we were 100%, pal. That would have never happened under Zach Wilson.
No doubt, and that was something
horrible.
Yeah, that was wild.
Well, it's like you said, Aaron just didn't get a lot of chances in that game.
Yes. And I tell you what, like, what did they have? 8 straight scoring drives? Like,
yeah.
Hey, for one, the defense stopping them that many times for field goals lined up the way they were, we could probably take as a good thing because I don't know, man. The way I saw some of those alignments, they should have scored 50 on us.
Yeah. Old Jets, they probably would have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what, Mike's good point, Mike. Got it, Daniel.
Even if the defense, like even if the defensive line isn't up to par, we still have a really good secondary, guys. Like we still have really good linebackers. Like it's not the end of the world, but like we definitely need to figure out a pass rush because that's the heart and soul of the defense. So that's the main thing. I'm used to the run defense being garbage since we've had Saul as coach. That's kind of his MO. Like he'd rather worry about the pass and like rush the quarterback and give up some running plays, but we got to get a pass rush. That's my main thing. And you're right. That is an excellent point by Mike.
Dude, what is it? I keep wanting to say Taj Boyd, and that just tells you how old I am. Like I'm old enough to make that mistake. Like you're gonna get it. You're gonna hear me say Taj at some point. But damn Rex and your Clemson. But Tyler for 4.5, that would have been nice. That would have. I'm not gonna lie. But still, I like our 3 against their 3 corners better than I like their 3 against our. I don't know if Reed's going to play, but our 3 corners. And they got Levis, and we got and Daniel, like you said, Rodgers is going to keep us in a lot of games. However, we can't just take for granted the time that he had last week. I want to say I saw a stat that he was first or second in the league in time he took to throw the ball, like 2.4 seconds or something. All I'm saying is don't clean up all the bad and then create other bad that was good. Like, let's hang on to the good we did. Mm-hmm. While even if we have to just take baby steps, then, it is what it is. But have the time to throw. Dude, score 19 points every 20 minutes you possess the ball. We're going to win a ton of games.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and the 19 is only because we went for 2 twice and failed. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been 21. 21, for whatever reason, sounds a lot better than 19. But I'll take it. You make a good point. They dominated time of possession. They didn't let Aaron get the rush shaken off and let him get into a rhythm. That was a smart plan by them. It's fine. This next week's going to be a totally different look, in my opinion.
I'm jealous. You got Mike the stat guy in the audience.
Dude, we had him on the other day. He helped me break down all 22. He is a legend.
Mike.
Man.
He is fucking smart. Yes, makes me feel stupid. I'm just like, I don't want to watch you today, okay?
He's a good dude. He's over halfway around the world, man. So he's still here chopping up with us Jet fans, man. So
right on.
Just shows you we don't cross, or we do cross borders, man. Daniel, if you want to step away for a few, you're fine. I know it's about that time for you, so all good, brother.
I'll be back
Um,
like 10, 15 minutes.
Zer,
All
give
right,
me
brother.
a chance to chop it up with Randy one-on-one. Just so you don't have to do it right on your way out, do you want to give me a second to maybe pull another question or two while you kind of tell us maybe what you're working on, what your channel is, maybe when you started it, anything you got for us?
Absolutely. No, yeah, I started this back was a little over a year last year, back in I believe it was I want to say it was right around before Hard Knocks came on. It was like right around that time period. So, yeah, I just if you watch me, you'll understand. I'm just a blue collar regular guy. I love football. I love baseball. I've been watching them all my life. But when it comes down to you try to ask me to break down film, information that Dano gives you guys, like all 22, like I'm stupid when it comes to that stuff. But no, we got the post game. I like to get on there, give a little raw reaction, come on for 20, 30 minutes. Then we got the what we call the unfiltered sports podcast, what we on Tuesday. That's with me and my buddy Todd, Maddie, and Dominic, who was on the One Jets pod, who kind of helped me out get this thing going last year. Big 49ers fan, kind of pissed off at him right now.
That's a good little foursome you got though, and you get nuggets from 4 different fan bases, man.
Yeah.
I do like that one, so tune in, guys.
Yeah, no, I love
But
that show. It gives us a chance to be a little more raw than I would be on the One Jets pod, even though I can I can be a little outlandish sometimes. But and then on of course Wednesday nights we go live and do the weekly recap. But as soon as we start winning, you might see my pretty face a little bit more, hopefully. But no, like I said, I just
and
love talking Jets football.
it's all on your page too, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can, we're all on YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram. I was gonna see the whole thing. The reason why the X name is different than everything else, why it's Gridiron Grit, is I had before, when I was starting the whole thing, I was going down a whole nother way. And then one night I was watching One Jets Drive, and I don't know what possessed me in my mind, but I kept reading it. One Jets Drive, One Jets Drive, and then in my mind, all of a sudden it just went One Jets Pod. And I'm like, light bulb,
Love
dude.
it.
I'm like, that's it. That's the name. But I had trouble changing the name and starting a whole new X account. Like they were giving me issues. So I said, screw it. It'll just be what it is. So that's kind of why that name's a little different. So it probably confuses a lot of people.
No, dude, and I love bumping into you because there are big channels, obviously, and I do frequent those. I do love that, but I love diverse opinions from opinionated people that aren't just repeating what they see on social media and stuff. Like people that actually have formed takes of their own, and just by observation, like that's why I like call-in shows and stuff because you get to hear different voices. Like I just love that, man. I do.
Yeah.
The more that I'm out of market, so like I don't get to chop it up with Jet fans all the time at all.
Really? Where you at?
I'm in the Pittsburgh Steeler market, man. My whole life. Yeah.
Man.
A perennial winner, and I'm repping a perennial not winner.
People wonder why I'm not a 49ers fan. I was like, you know what? To this day, I mean, I guess if it hadn't been for, my buddy and his dad, I may have, because, I love the hell out of my grandfather. We're really close. He's the reason I'm an Angels fan, Ugh. But yeah, it's just I don't know why I never became a 49ers fan. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I would have.
Well, I mean, there's also people that live outside the stadium but never see a game because it costs a lot of money. So like, what's the difference if you're 1,000 miles away, 2,000, or you're there but you still can't go to a game? Like,
100%.
And for one, when everybody likes what I like, I kind of take a little. I like having my own thing, and that's why. Yeah, that's how it all started, man.
That's probably why. I guess because I wanted to be a little different. Because I mean, all my buddies were either Niners. It was either Niners, Raiders, or Cowboys. Being here in Central California and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't even like any of those colors or logos.
Right, dude. Then you get Curtis Martin in green, and it's all over.
First
man.
jersey I ever owned, baby. Believe it or
Beast.
not, because I grew up poor. I always tell these stories. I grew up dirt poor farmhouse, and I knew what I was getting for Christmas one year because I told my grandma, I said, I want either a Vinny Testaverde jersey. This is about 90, I was 99 or 2000. I go, I want a Vinny Testaverde or Curtis Martin. I never owned a jersey in my life, and they're like, all right. And so I was able to punk my sister into telling me what my grandma got me, and so she showed me it was the Vinny Testaverde white jersey. I was like, oh hell yeah. Well, on Christmas morning, I opened up and it's a green Curtis Martin. I'm like, what the? And so I did, I wasn't gonna tell my grandma I was snooping around, getting my ass kicked. So I go to my sister. I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh, grandma put it in her closet, and I guess a rat got to it or something, or mouse got to it and chewed a hole. So she had to throw it away and go buy you a new one, and they didn't have any more, so that's all they had. And I'm like, hey, hell yeah.
Dude,
Curtis
you
Martin's my
lucked
all-time
out.
favorite Jet, baby.
He stayed in green longer. I mean, hey, I know Vinny
I
came back, and
Yeah.
come on now. Come
So
on.
I bawled my eyes out like a little bitch when his Hall of Fame came, man. I was like, oh, I miss him.
Yes.
I miss him so much. I'll to this day will say I love me some Curtis Martin. I love him to death.
Well, dude, me being in Pittsburgh too, like I have Curtis Martin who went to University of
Yep.
Pittsburgh. I have him from them, and then I
Yeah.
also have Revis from Aliquippa, and we traded
That's
above them,
right.
dude. Dude, they wanted him so bad, dude. So like, they can have Doug Bryan Gate. I'll take my Hall of Famers,
Oh yeah.
man.
Oh man. I always forget Revis is from the Pittsburgh area. That's right.
Yeah, that's a
Man.
big one.
Two
I
Hall of
love it.
Famers. I love it. Yeah.
uh, um, okay. I hate to ask. We did kind of like, what do you want to see? What would be like best case scenario kind of on Sunday? What's the worst? What's the worst thing you can see on Sunday besides injuries? I'm talking like outcome of the game.
Yeah. Honestly, it's basically showing up and playing like we did in San Francisco. Because that would like honestly that would show me Dano like maybe this ain't the team, dude.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
devastate me. I'd probably cry. I'd probably cry.
It's hard to imagine with the talent, but like it can happen. I
And
mean,
if it
then
could
you're
happen to
talking.
anybody, it's these mugs.
Yeah, because especially I just feel like so many were playing out of position. Then you get like nicked
Yeah.
up, and a couple
Yeah.
key guys get nicked up, and it snowballs. And yeah, no, let's not. Let's.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think that's a lot. Like I said, I think a lot of it's just rust. Guys trying to get back into game shape. Haven't been hit for
yeah,
it's not like they were out there blasting each other in joint practices and shit like they do in games. So
nope,
yeah,
nope.
Sauce had to come out. Looked like he was banged up, a little winded. So like I said, he ended up coming back in. But it's
Yep.
just that's signs like it's telling signs like that. It's just say, hey, this team is just it needs to it needs to get back into shape, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully they're like I said it earlier in the show, it might take up until the Patriots game to maybe see if this team's close, to full strength. But so it could get a little choppy at first in Tennessee, and it might be a slow start, but I think as the game progresses, I think you'll see the Jets put on the pressure.
Agreed. They'll at least tighten it. Like I think Pollard will get some run early. He might get
Sure.
some good runs. Like just then, please adjust.
Yes.
Please adjust. But like honestly, I think if you really want to win and you just want like a feel good game, just throw that extra guy in the box, man.
Yep.
Throw him in the box.
Yep. I believe your coach named Daniel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 100% with him. Stack that box, and just force Will to have to beat our secondary, man, because I don't think he can.
John, to answer your question, they were both on my milk carton this morning when I had cereal. So, dude, you know
What happened to
what?
those 15 plays?
Yeah, correct. He got 9, and they were all I think in the first half. But Braylon, you know what? This team obviously took a hardline stance of the rookies are gonna watch. They're gonna watch this one. They might get their feet wet a little, but like Braylon was out there early, but he didn't like no design touches. and then he did get a touch late, but I don't think a rookie made an impact whatsoever. Like Fashanu wasn't going to play, obviously.
Right.
Isaiah Davis, I thought, would return a kick or two. I don't know if he did. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
But
I don't
let's
remember
go
him.
now. Gloves off. Let him play. Let him play.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I mean, Nate does know that Mike Williams plays receiver, right? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, Nate Hackett, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, and that
Moron.
Braylon is a stud up the middle. Like you don't have to use him for anything else, but just run him up the middle, dude. That's all you
I
gotta
want
do.
to see the Yak King in action, bro. Like I want to
Same.
see him live up to that moniker.
Yep.
I've heard it all off season. You know, it was a big old thing at the draft. I want to see it. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not doubting him. I just want to see it.
Damn straight. Tyler Boyd came out. He said that Sauce is a good corner, but he can still be beat. You know, I hope they pin that up in the locker room, man. Like, pin that up. Someone said it earlier, I think on Jake Asman's show. They said just pin up the divisional standings, man, in that defensive room. Like, because, hey, we're behind the 8 ball there. There's plenty of motivation.
I mean, didn't
That's
they
what
just
I'm
put out a
getting at.
stat for Sauce? I think it was like the last, oh man, it was like 6, 7, 8 games or whatever. So many receivers, and he's only given up like, I think it was like 9 games. And it's only been like 60 yards he's given up. Like,
I didn't see that, but that's
yeah,
bonkers.
yeah, dude. I might be off on the numbers because I can never remember shit. This old stoner
It's
memories
fine.
shot to shit.
Hey, I
But
think
no,
half our
it
chat
was
can
somewhere around
relate.
along those lines. Like he ain't getting one over Sauce, man. Come on.
No, you're not.
Maybe once in every blue moon, but not this week. Like I said, I want to see them. I want Levis to be forced to try and prove that he can try to beat our secondary because I don't think he can. I am almost 100% he can't.
And that's one of the worst case scenarios is don't make him try. Like if you just let him dink and dunk all game and he has no pressure, like that's a fail. That is.
Yeah.
That's a fail. I say you
Yeah.
cover everything short and force him to do something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Random man. Happy birthday, brother.
Hey, happy birthday, man. Dog
Will
shit.
McDonald, hey, that's a polarizing topic there, man.
Well, it's like Daniel said, if they could just get back to putting, Quinn, stuff in the gap, man, and just, getting them double, sometime triple teams, depending on who's out there, that it's what, like I said, it's what this defense was riding last year. That's why guys were able to, feast like Quincy and all them. And you're just not seeing that right now. I think if we get back to that, I think you'll see a big change.
Facts. Dude, thank you so much for coming on, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
This hour went fast. Dude, if you're open
dude.
to it, I'd love to have you back on, dude, because at least maybe like quarterly or something, check in.
Sure.
How you think the season's going. Chat, you saw it, but again, down below in the description, the headline, and under his name, you can find the podcast. Also, he's on X as well, not the drug, the social media platform. He's a good follow, man. And again, Randy, dude, man. I appreciate you, man. Have a good night, brother. I appreciate you, brother.
You too, man. I'll see you guys. Thanks, guys.
Later. All right, Randy, man. Like I said, man, a small timer's got to keep together, but also it's nice to hear a different voice. How many, in the chat have heard that voice before? I'm guessing not many because he's got a different circle than I do, which is also a good reason to like collaborate more, Hey, VR in the house. Good to see you, brother. I saw Clancy as well. Guys put on a hell of a show, man. I didn't think that Clancy had the power, that kind of firepower. Dude, he's cooking with gas over there. I'm gonna have to watch him. But again, Random Man as well. Happy birthday, brother. I don't know how old it is, but I hope you got a brand new vacuum for your birthday. Sorry if you know, you know. He's a frequenter of Tyson and Ian's show, though, so you'll probably see him if you make your way over there. Stack coming in with the knowledge. I appreciate that. He did. Allen had one carry and one catch, and I know he had to carry late. I think it was like 8 yards because he led the team in yards per carry. But I didn't realize he had a catch. That's cool. While I am thinking of it, I want to just throw this up there. I don't know why my photos aren't working, but give me 1 second. I'll bring it up. Last week we did this, so I wanted to make sure I got to it again. It's highly important news. Here is our week 2 fit. Last week we had the pickle pants, the socks, and Daniel was hot under the collar over them damn pickle pants. So when he gets back, I'm going to ask him what he thinks of this look right here. I don't, I'm partial to the black socks myself, but at least here you have the white pants to offset it a little bit. Regardless. Yes, sir. So VR bringing in the stats facts as well. Braylon Allen, youngest player in the league with stats. Well, youngest player at all. Who's the oldest? I think I asked everybody this before. If you don't remember the answer to who's the oldest player in the league, feel free to answer in the chat with your guess. It's a good little fun fact. Yeah, that was a great show. The 411 New York Sports. Sub it up. Sub One Jets Pod. And sub Dano Jets Danger Zone. Mike, glad to have you again. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it. Me and Mike you'll probably see me and Mike together once a week, either Tuesday to Thursday sometime, and it'll be earlier on, probably around noon, maybe 11 a.m. And we're gonna get more technical and look at what exactly happened on the All-22. So sub here, and you'll get that as well. You won't get a ton more than that because I don't like saturating feeds. But you'll definitely have this Friday stream and then that on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when we can get the footage, Chat, what's up though, man? I've been yakking. And I don't mean yak king, I mean just yakking. So help me out. What's going on down there? You see what I did there? Let's see. You know what? Why don't I do this? I haven't done it all night because we had company and I was on my best behavior, but I'm going to throw you guys up here on screen. I mean, like I said, we beat that 9. I mean, we were so pumped. We've been looking forward to that Niner game for months. It came. It's like Christmas morning. You open it up and it's a damn piece of coal. So now we're hoping on what? Some New Year's Eve presents. I don't know. Can't be worse. I think I can speak for all of us though, and I just want to look more professional out there. Definitely did not look good at times. Brees, there you are. What's up, dude? Brees had 54 yards.
Tell him I'm here.
Brees had 54 yards. Would you have believed that if I asked you that last week?
All purpose or rushing? Wow, I wouldn't have thought just rushing. Maybe all purpose, but.
Oh, you would have thought you would. Okay, so that's a high number to you.
Didn't feel like he did a lot, man. Not that.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Not that Brees is, like it's not a shot at Brees. That's just like we just couldn't do anything. I felt like in the run game.
Okay, here's a question. Will we win?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said it earlier this week. I don't want to. I don't want to predict anything because I don't know what Jets team I am predicting based on. But since nobody's asking me what our final record is going to be or some shit or how many touchdowns Garrett's going to have or how close to 30 touchdowns Lazard's going to get, then
See, I'm starting to think that when I bet on Jets games, like we lose. So
yeah,
I didn't bet on week one.
smart.
Didn't
Oh,
work. Didn't work.
blew
So
that
I
theory.
don't know. I'm fucked either way.
Yeah. Will I jump out the window? You know what? If we lose this game, I'm not gonna. I mean, will I be? I'll be pissed, but I'm not gonna totally lose faith until we like are 2-7 or some shit because I do feel like once we get it all together, we're not giving it up. And the back half of that schedule that looks so difficult, I think is going to be looking difficult for the other teams, if you know what I'm saying. Um, there is not a bad record that this team can't come back from if they aren't totally in sync. But so no, I'm not. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. The thing is, we just got to clean up a little bit of that. I can't see the same thing again because that'll look so bad on the coaching staff for one.
You know what? There were definitely Jets fans out there that really thought we were going to go like 17-0. And it's just like we got to be realistic. Like, um,
Right.
there was too much rust and too much. There's too many like factors as to why we wouldn't look as good week one as hopefully we'll look at week 17. You know, if we even play our starters. Hopefully we're not, but so it's pretty wild, but yeah, I think we're going to win this game coming up. I don't know that we're going to beat them down or you know anything like that, but I think we're going to take it. And if we don't, I might head spike a police car coming at me at like 40 miles an hour.
I mean, the only reason I could see 17-0 is once we were clicking. I don't like. I could see us winning comfortably a lot of games, but the thing is, we don't know when that will be. And even Roger said it himself. Like, you don't want to click too early for one. So like, we want to start clicking at like Halloween on. But what we need to do now is win some games just to make it a little more comfy when we do. You know what I mean? That's why I'm kind of hoping Miami starts dropping a few because then it's that much harder to come back from once snow's flying.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um,
Yeah,
Mike was
that is this
Mike was asking earlier about the Tua thing. We did touch on that earlier, Mike. Uh, it
heavily.
sucks, honestly. Like I don't have a good feeling about it. Like because I really like even beyond the like everybody says you want to play a team at their best and stuff like that. Like I don't care, I want wins, but it sucks because I did want to beat Tua because we haven't done it yet, and I don't think it's an impossible task. I just think we haven't had a quarterback. So yeah, it sucks, and he's got a lot of hard decisions to make coming up here, and we just trying to send positive vibes that way, not to the Dolphins, but to Tua and his family.
You know what? And I think one thing you can say is that what happened in Green Bay week one and now what happened to Miami week two, both of those teams didn't really have much behind their starting quarterback. And they're gonna pay a little bit of that price for not, you know. You're gonna have to take out 10 million each year to have something back there. Brissett was available. What's our guy? Tyrod Taylor was available. There's only so many, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
now
it's
there's
hard to keep your cap strapped. I don't know what those. I mean, the Dolphins had a backup as far as I was concerned, but they seem to love Skylar Howard, so we'll see how that goes.
Thompson. Yeah, Thompson.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's a
You
different.
know the quarterback's bad when you. Dude, now they're
I
saying Jordan Love.
that was a quarterback in college or something. Anyway,
Now they're saying Jordan Love's questionable for Sunday. I don't. That's just coach speak. If you ask me, I don't know about you, but
yeah,
if you saw that Jordan Love knee in slow motion, I think it would be bonkers. Even if he was good to go, like let him sit, like rest that up for one. McCaffrey, just to go around the league a little bit. So Jordan Love's nicked up, obviously. If you ask me, just throw him on IR, call it a month, and bring him back. Um,
play it safe.
McCaffrey now, they're saying he's out week 2, and he also may be going on IR. And if you ask me, like, if they knew he was that, like, the only reason you don't put him on IR before week 1 is if you don't even think you're going to need him back week 5. So McCaffrey could be out a while,
Yeah,
just the way I
but
see it.
they and I think it's funny because it's like all of a sudden they're feeling that way, and it's almost like, is it because Jordan Mason showed what he showed? Is that why they're like, oh, maybe we should play it safe? I'm kind of thinking that that's what's
Could
going
be.
on. But
Just to go through. Okay, so you might be able to answer. Do you know much about Sneed?
L'Jarius Sneed, not a whole lot. I know he's a cornerback one. I know he's good. I don't think he's like Sauce's level. I think he's like a top 15 corner in the league, probably maybe top 12. He's probably top 12. Uh,
Will be a fun matchup though.
yeah, he came from the Chiefs. He was their stud corner, and then the Titans picked him up this
Oh
offseason,
yeah,
traded for him or something. I don't know.
I do remember him with the Chiefs
He's
now.
he's been pretty good lately. He might be even higher than top 12. I'm not as high on him as a lot of guys are, but I think Wilson can cook him. I think Wilson Wilson has the ability to cook any corner in the league just because of the way he moves. You know. Now the question is does he do it? Like, does he actually put it together and get it? Do it. But
Facts. There was a
yeah,
question here. Give me 1 second, but if you can touch on that. Also, I threw the call in line down there if anybody really wants to talk ball. I'm not really like I think Daniel's to the point where we're just kind of trying to talk ball and skedaddle, not really just like hang out. But if you're down to talk, the link's there. Feel free to hop on up, and I would like to hear what your prediction is for the game on Sunday. But if nobody calls in, it's fine too. Like I said, we'll probably go till about midnight. But yeah, what do you think of Levis? And I don't know, does he have any prayer of going against RD? But like, which D are we getting?
uh, Levis. I touched on him earlier a little bit. I I kind of liked Levis, but I liked Levis as a quarterback that you would sit for a couple years before you throw him out into the fire. So I think the Titans are doing what the Jets have done, you know, regularly. I think that he could have been a quarterback kind of like a Josh Allen because he's got a really good arm. He can spin the ball top 10 in the league. I mean, as far as ability, but and then he's very gritty too. Like, he's not afraid to lower his shoulder. He's not afraid to run it up. Um, as far as like, is he any good? He hasn't been. He's been turnover prone. He looks like he's starting to get the yips. Like, it's not looking great his way right now. Could he turn it around? Of course he could. You never know. Sometimes with quarterbacks, it's just like one game out of nowhere, it just clicks, and then all of a sudden they just start balling out, man. So you never know, but like, I'm gonna say no, he's not any good. I'm gonna say the only world I can see where he does anything against our defense is it's Probably only if he just keeps running the ball, man. Because we have struggled against running quarterbacks. We have struggled against quarterbacks that when the play breaks down, they escape a sack and then they run for friggin' 18, 20 yards or whatever, and it completely screws our defense, you know. And then we're wore out and stuff because we played our ass off for 6 or 7 plays before that, and you know. That's a possibility, but I think it's a low chance. I think he's going to struggle hard against our Jesus. I was reading Scott's chat, and I said struggle hard against our dinner, man. You know what I mean? On defense,
I do.
um, I think I think it's going to be kind of a low scoring game. I don't. I still respect the Titans defense. Like I said, Jeffrey Simmons, L'Jarius Sneed, that's another one. You know, I don't think anybody is like a game changer like Fred Warner, but not this time, Clancy. It was Sunday and Tuesday, but so I think that I think we got him. I think it's going to be kind of low scoring though. I think it'll be like 21 or 24-13 or something. You know.
It's honest, dude. It's like a polar opposite of the team we played last week. Like that was a. It's all about like what stage of your development you are as a team. Well, San Francisco's at the tail end. Tennessee is at the beginning. So the pressure wasn't. I mean, we had our own pressure on the team to win that game, but the pressure is really on to win this one because you can't say that like the core four, you got a Hall of Fame quarterback, you got Quincy Williams for almost nothing but money. That's enough pieces right there to win this game. Like, and we have pieces galore after that. So just find a way to get it done. It doesn't have to be, again, like, I think a lot of people are going to go into that game expecting everything to be cleaned up and the defense to be like the 2023 defense and the offense to be like Monday night, but even better. And we'll get there. We will get there. I do believe that. But I don't expect it on Sunday, man. I expect to do exactly what's needed to win the game.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll just grind it out. Like
Mm-hmm.
best way I can put it. Like the way I envision it happening is I envision us grinding out the win.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, we're probably not going to do it up the middle, running the ball. I think it'll be a lot of screen game. Hopefully, outside runs, outside zone, hit that C gap, you know, outside the tackle, whatever, you know. Um, and let Rogers, you know, let him cook, you know, here and there, let him throw his play action ball to Garrett, you know, deep post or something, you know, catch him off guard whenever they're starting to load the box a little bit. I think we'll just do what needs to be done to win the game.
Very good question, actually, here from Alex. Let's say Reed's out, okay? If he is, does it mean that Sauce is going to shadow more likely or less likely without Reed playing?
Who's he shadowing? Is my
If
question.
I mean, if you ask me, Ridley,
Ridley?
yeah, he was winning deep last week, believe it or not, but Levis was overthrowing him, which is kind of crazy. Like the arm you said he had, yes, he does have a live arm. Um, but then again, DeAndre Hopkins, he doesn't have the top end speed he once did. But then again, was he even healthy last week?
But don't you want? He's a guy that can jump ball and he has really sure hands. I mean, don't you want a guy like Sauce in there breaking the balls up?
I mean, I'm putting Sauce on Ridley, man. Regardless, are
Yeah,
you?
I
But I don't.
don't think they're going to do it. Is my
Yeah,
thing.
that's where I'm at. I don't even know if they do it against Miami. Honestly, I only do it when a team only has one excellent receiver, and the rest is garbage. I don't know how many we have. Maybe Arizona or some, and we don't even know that that's the truth about Arizona either. I don't know, man. I'm so just. Can we just make normal work first before we decide to like reinvent the wheel? Let's just get normal working. I
Yeah, it
don't.
didn't travel last week, and it still didn't work out. So like you said, let's tighten up the things that we need to tighten up right now, and then we'll worry about changing things up in further scenarios, to try to benefit the team.
Murdoch's, yeah, it has to be Ridley. Ridley, I mean, only because he's younger. If Hopkins was the same age as Ridley, my answer would be different. But uh, Ridley's he's ready to go. According, like from what I seen last week, he's ready.
He's good.
I
He's
just
good.
Levis, if he hits one all game like that, he'll be lucky. He's not going to hit more. He's not going to slice and dice us up. Is
Yeah.
Pollard though and Spears? That's key. That's why
Yeah.
I go 8 in the
We need to
box.
be in space. We need to be in Levis's face. We need to load the box. We need to get a lot of pressure on him. Guys coming at different spots, different angles, get him happy feet, get him making these mistakes, And even if he does beat us on one or two deep balls or whatever, I think that all the other three and outs that we get or the turnovers that we get will make up for it, and our offense will. Rogers will do his thing, and like I said, it'll be like 21-14, 21-13, 24-14, whatever, something like that.
I could see it. I could. Um, yeah, Alex is coming in saying the same. Anything that works. Period, man. We can get cute in November if we get that far. Let's get that far first, man. It's for real. We talked Jamal Adams. We talked McCaffrey. We talked Tua. We talked Tyler Boyd. That's about the most we've talked about non-Jets in a long time. DJ Reed's questionable.
I looked up Tyler Boyd when Alan mentioned him earlier. He had 3 receptions for 18 yards last
Yeah.
game. I mean,
Well, Levis didn't even have 100 yards.
yeah. So
Bad.
yeah.
I thought about too clipping up some of that game, but then I'm like, man, let's just worry about ourselves. You know?
I agree. Yeah, they have enough of their own problems. Let's let them have their problems show, and we'll just tighten up our problems. You know what I mean? We are the better team. Like plain and simple, we are the better team. They have some nice pieces. They have a Calvin Ridley. I like DeAndre Hopkins still. Until he shows me that he doesn't have it, I'm going to assume that he's at least good. If not
Mm-hmm.
great. Tony Pollard's a decent back. They got a couple linemen that I like. On the defense, L'Jarius Sneed, Jeffrey Simmons. I'm kind of high on Devondre. Is it Devondre Campbell? Devondre Sweat. That's what it was.
Sweat.
I misnamed him earlier. That's it. Yeah, I'm thinking of the linebacker. Anyway, yeah, Sweat. They have some pieces, but they are not a fully built team. They are not ready to completely contend yet. We have a better team. If we tighten up our problems, we can win the game and grind it out. It's plain and simple. Plus, we have a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah,
Levis.
and you're right. Tyron Smith was not great, but he'll be good enough in this game. Even if he gives us the same thing he gave us last week, we'll be all right. Just looking for the line.
It wasn't like an awful. It wasn't. It wasn't Billy Turnstile out there, but it was not Tyron Smith's level of play. It was a little weird to see, but it just kind of chalk it up to everybody being rusty, man. Wonky week 1. Yes, it is, Mr. Chaos, my brother. We've got some real studs in the chat. Yeti's up in here. What's up, Yeti? God.
Yeti. Hey, I think he must have heard me say Arizona Cardinals, and he ran here. I know Yeti. I was just looking though to see what our point spread is, just to see how Vegas is evaluating the game, and us being in their building, we are still -3.5. So I think that we cover that easily. I really do. And Chaos, you're just joining us, so don't think that we're just homering it, because we're definitely not. We just think that I'm hoping we just get back to the basics, man. Just beat them with the better roster. Especially, I don't even know if I want to see wide nine at all. Like, just line up tight. Like I told Daniel, throw another down in the box. Levis is not going to beat you over the top unless we let him. And even if we let him, it'll be once. Can't let
It
Pollard
would
beat us.
be it would be one thing if we still had like Kyle Wilson out there at corner and stuff like that, but like we have some good corners, man. Like let's uh let's rely on them to do their job, load the box, make sure they can't run against us like the 49ers did, and we should be able to grind it out.
Facts. Scott said he's going to call in here shortly. Do you want to touch on Reddick at all? I ask
We
you
weren't
this every
mentioning
week,
that name, damn it. We were not mentioning the name.
As
Uh,
if we all haven't heard it from every source, fake or real, this side of the Mississippi.
he's not a Jet until he shows up. It is
Right.
what it is. I'm not even considering him a New York Jet at all. Like he shows up in the building, even if a contract's not done yet. If he shows up in the building, then that's when I'll consider him a Jet, and I'll get excited or whatever, worried, whatever it may be at the time. I'll probably be a little worried at this point because he's probably out of football shape, but whatever. Um, I don't think it's even really that worth talking about. I mean, yeah, our pass rush doesn't look good. It really doesn't. I was hoping for more out of Will McDonald. JJ, I never did think JJ was a great pass rusher. I think he's a hustle guy. Based on watching, Blewett's reviews and things like that. I think he's a good player still, though. But we definitely need to tighten up the pass rush. One thing I want to ask you about Clemens. We didn't really touch on Clemens a whole lot. Are you out? Are you out on Clemens? Or you think he still deserves to get some snaps out there? What's up?
Uh, Still some snaps until I see a better option arise. I mean, all the metrics were bad, man. All of them. All you can really go is by the eye test. I mean, we know what Clemens is. And until we have everything cleaned up, he's not, I don't know, he's not going to correct everything himself. He's not going to try to be bigger than himself, in my opinion. So, again, I'm not
I
getting
the
cute.
irony in you saying that because of the whole like tough guy routine that he does and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Um,
I don't want to get cute there either with the
it,
sauce shadowing, with the Clemens replacing, with like, let's just get back to normal. Find that, then we can dilly dally. Am I crazy?
yeah, but back to normal for our defense is not having Michael Clemens starting like it was JFM, So
Well,
uh,
who's your other option?
that's the thing is we don't really know that we have one. But here's the thing: is there going to be that big of a drop off between Michael Clemens and Braden McGregor? Is there going to be that big of a drop off between Michael Clemens and Eric Watts? Uh, I
Are you listening to Sala? Because
no,
Sala thinks he was
no.
one of the
Sala
better
always
ones
defends
on
his
Monday.
players. Don't care how bad they are. It could be he's dude. If he defended Zach Wilson out there throwing fucking whirly twirl pick sixes and shit, like come on, like he's going to defend his guys no matter how bad they play. Now, what happens in the building, I don't know. Maybe he does rip on the guys, or maybe he's just loony and doesn't see what we see on the tape, But um, I think Sala just loves Clemens because of his tenacity, But if that tenacity doesn't lead to plays, or if he's like really erratic, which is a big problem with him, like if he wasn't so erratic, he
Yeah.
could probably be a solid JFM type player, But like, there's just no like awareness to him. Like he ends up out of the play way too much. Like he ends up out of position to be able to do what he needs to do, and it's like it doesn't matter how much tenacity he has or how um, how much he hustles on the play because he is one of those high motor guys. I'll give it to him, but like the motor doesn't do you shit if you're not in the right place. Like if you're not going to chase a guy down, 30 yards down the field. You're not fast enough, dude. Like, how about be in the right position and stop him from getting that far away from you?
Well, there was what, a little over 50 snaps, I think. It looks like he played 31. So are you saying that's still too many?
Yeah, yeah. I look for like 15.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I do. Like, if if he's our floor, why not try something that's not our floor? But I just think, like, the continuity factor, the rest of them know. Like, let's not fix it, is all I'm saying, until all of the holes in our zone are fixed. And then let's try a guy with some less experience. I'm not against the move at all. I'm not defending Clemens either because he's not my jam, never has been. For me, he's always been like a C, C plus on a good day. Um, but at the same time, I'm going to refuse to be one of these people out here that's like just calling in everywhere and just screaming at the top of every mountain that Leonard Taylor III should be playing. Or, we how often have we seen any of those other three guys? We're not with them every day. If they were something to write home about, they would be playing at least a little. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Well, that's the thing though, Dane. How often, I mean, there's that famous clip out there, like maybe the Jets know something that we don't. How often have they really been right over the course of the years? How stubborn has our coaching staff been with players? They tried to
Yeah.
be stubborn with Garrett fucking Wilson, dude. They weren't playing him much in that game until he broke three fucking tackles and damn near got a first down on a play that he shouldn't have got more than a yard on. And then they're like, okay, I guess we have to put them in. Like it's like, dude, like yeah, like if they're good and they keep if they keep performing, then you got to give them a chance. They do tend to be stubborn, and I like the coaching staff. I like Sala. I like who he is as a guy. I like the way he runs the team. I like his morals. Everything about the dude I like, but he's just got it. He's got to dial back the stubbornness. He's got to come up with a better game plan at the start of the games, not in the second half, you know, and maybe show a little more accountability. Although they did put some emphasis on this over the offseason, I'm hoping that keeps bleeding into the season, like that. But I don't know that he's making the right decision. Like you even mentioned it earlier, personnel. Like you were saying, the personnel was not great. Like
Yeah.
you
I didn't watch the all 22. I'm not going to speak out of my head. Like I didn't watch the all 22 and watch Clemens. So I'm not going to say his job should be taken because I can't say without a doubt that he played bad. You know what I mean? Um, until I see that, and maybe I should be keying in on it, knowing what I know now. For me, it was just the alignment, dude. You could have had JJ, well, not JJ Watt, but you could have had good players in there. If they're lined up next to Sauce on the outside, it's going to be hard for them to make a play when they run the opposite way. Like you got to run 30 yards.
Yeah, if
Um,
if you're going to do like with the wide nine, man, like if you have a
yeah,
player like Will McDonald or Bryce Huff out there, that's fine. That's fine. They're fast, right? You don't put
yep,
Clemens that far out, right? You don't
yep,
put Q out there. That was a
no,
problem I had. Putting him out on the edge, dude. He's not like he's athletic, he's explosive, but he's
yep,
not a guy that's going to run fast enough to get to the quarterback in time. Like that ball is going to be released before he gets there if you put him out on the edge. That's why he's an interior player. He's explosive, he's strong, he bursts through the line, he's in the quarterback's face in no time. So
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
know.
agree with you. Is what I'm saying. Like having those guys that wide out there, like unless you got the right personnel doing it, you know.
And they're
Uh,
used to it. I mean, for one, like I don't even know that those guys are comfortable. If it's JJ, JJ was 3 steps from the sideline. Like, has he ever been? I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's look at this game and I'll really dig in. But I don't believe that they're going to do the same thing again. I don't.
Can you do me a favor because you do have PFF up, right?
Yeah,
Can you see how many snaps Tack McKinley played?
I can. By the way, Clemens played 31, 18 in run, but only 13 in pass. And it does have him down for a sack and a hurry. Probably the same thing.
I didn't realize he
His,
got a sack. I don't remember
I,
those.
Me either. I know three people got sacks. Sauce got credited with one, which was stupid. Um, I forget the other two. Maybe he was one of them.
Yeah, I'm misremembering some of this game. I don't know, but
I didn't believe the three sacks till I saw it in the box score either. The
yeah,
Sauce one, I
I
think
only
that
remember one or two. I thought, but
Sauce was like a double reverse that was like a -8, and they credit it as one, I think.
mm,
Um,
okay.
but I don't. Yeah, we'll have to add that to our repertoire too. Have the box score ready. Tack McKinley. Let's see. 23 snaps.
That was more than I thought. That was more than I
Thir-
thought.
13 in run. 10. You know who had a lot? Jalen Holmes.
I noticed that during the game. I noticed he was in a lot, man, and I was kind of confused by that. But he's playing interior though, wasn't he?
Uh, I saw him on the bottom edge, but I also thought he looked decent. 16 snaps. See, I guess it's never quite like you remember it until you actually dig deep.
It felt
But
like
his
later in the
num
game I saw him more.
who?
Jalen Holmes.
See me, I felt like early, but maybe
Really?
who
Okay,
knows?
well, either way, I actually wasn't super like pissed like seeing him in the game because like it looked like he was kind of making an impact. Like he was at least creating a little pressure, a little like he was making a different like I don't know like he wasn't like
Yeah,
getting sacks and stuff, but like he was disrupting the line there. So I
he
wasn't
did
I
look
wasn't
like he
upset about
belonged.
it.
My trouble is keeping all those new guys' numbers right. Like they all kind of bleed together for me, and I never remember that Holmes is 97, like versus
Thought it was
Taylor.
97.
Taylor is 96. Like Taylor didn't play, obviously.
It's the 90s that are tough to remember because a lot of them are in the 90s. Like Clemens, like he's 72, like that stands out. So you just know that's Clemens. And then of course Q, like Q, he's 95, right? So,
right.
but other than that, and JJ being 11, but yeah, I don't know. Midnight Mike
Well,
has a
every time
question.
when I see 97, I think of Calvin Pace, and it throws me every time because I'm like, oh, who's Pace again? Yeah, it's Jalen Holmes.
Yeah, totally different player. Totally different player.
Mike, what's up, brother? That's crazy. Mine was a little more to begin with, but now it's probably a little cheaper. If you look in my description, Mike, though, it's either on this stream or the one before it. I try to include it on my live streams. There is a link that'll save you $10. It'll save me $10 too after like I get five people, but at least it'll save you $10 now. But mine's like 20 bucks a month, I believe. I don't know how much StreamYard was though, so and it's
I
crazy
like the
because what's that?
I do like the Restream better. Although I feel like since I've seen people using Restream more, it seems like StreamYard's done some updates and tried to make some positive changes. But
The
they're
only thing
playing.
I the only thing I think is a kind of a deal breaker for Restream is if you are a show that does a lot of call-ins, the people calling in, you don't get that on the side where you can log in and chat to people like you right now. If you want to chat to if you want to message the chat, you have to go on your phone or go to another tab. And that's what a lot of people don't realize too. Do not open other tabs when you're on the air live because you will have hella lag
Hmm. Unless you just have some like supercomputer that's like ridiculous. But
or a MacBook Air maybe.
yeah, no, I don't. I mean, sometimes I'll have other tabs open, but not a whole lot. Probably not as much as what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Plus, you're the one
Well,
like doing the stream. That makes it difference. Like you're kind of powering it. Where I'm just
100%. You know what? Now that you mentioned it, though, I'm just grabbing the box score,
Mhm.
and I want to. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, let's
Well,
go.
we're waiting on Scott, taking forever.
I did get a new book since we're kind of killing time here. I did get a new book
Yeah.
that I haven't got a chance. I haven't read the Aaron Rodgers book yet either, but I'm excited to read this one. Have you read it yet, Dane?
Dude, I show it off all the time. That's the book, man. That is the book
Okay.
we all need to be reading.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know it's. People have been preaching it. Uh, Blew it.
Yeah, you
You.
heard
I've heard
me.
it. So I'm excited to check it out. I don't know if I got the right one though. It says 2.0, so I don't know what that means.
That's
Is that the
that's the one because 1.0 was like 5 or 10 years older.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes with a DVD too, so I don't know what that entails, but we'll see how it goes.
Dude, the other night I told myself that I'm gonna start reading that now that the regular season's here. If you start too, yeah, we'll be on track, man. But basically, to tell the chat a little bit, that book will help you realize what exactly you ought to be focusing on when you're watching a football game because the mind's eye just wants to watch the ball carrier, which is the quarterback and the running back 24/7. It'll help you see exactly what's going on beyond that. Definitely worth a read. It's been pitched to me to read. I know Blew It. Sorry, Blew It. I mentioned it to him one day. He said it's definitely a good for like a starter person wanting to get into like the nuances of the game.
Yeah.
Definitely worth
Wish,
like
I wish
10,
I had
10
time to do the scouting school because that would be awesome, you know. But
It would.
no way, no way with the way my work is lately.
Hold on 1 second. I got the box here.
Not to full screen this so I can see.
I'm gonna fix that too. 1 sec. And you know what? I can make us a little smaller
Do you think
here.
Purdy is like a great quarterback? I'm not going to say elite, but do you think he's like a great quarterback?
No,
No.
I mean, I think his ceiling. I think his ceiling is Chad Pennington. I
I
mean,
think
what about you?
mm, I think his ceiling might be a little higher than that, just a little bit, not much. Chad's my guy, dude. So I don't want to. There is no Chad Pennington slander on this stream. I promise you that. I don't think there's a big difference between his floor and his ceiling, though. I'll give you that.
You know what? Sometimes that's a good thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what you're getting. Sorry,
Yeah.
Chad. I hope you guys. Can you read this?
Yeah. Well, what? Read what? First down.
Any of it? Any of
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I can. I don't know if you can on a phone, but
I just wanted to look at it to see like, okay, what is, I mean, not the obvious stuff, but like what stands out to you as far as like you just said, I don't remember it being like that. Well, is there anything else you see maybe that?
that third down efficiency is interesting. Like we were more efficient on third downs, and then you look at the
Oh,
score. It's
yeah. Good point.
pretty
Time of
interesting.
possession. I mean, yeah, look at that.
That hurts. That definitely hurts.
You
And then
about
turn.
to get a,
That's a big one too. You know, because if you think about it, we lost by 2 scores. You know, we had 2 turnovers, and they scored on one of them, right? I think so.
I don't know, after like the second quarter, I think they scored just about every time. Yards per rush, I don't think I thought ours would be that low. Or, I mean, obviously, I didn't think our attempts would be that low either. I would much rather have their numbers there. Um, And as a matter of fact, I think Chaos, if he's still in here, like I mentioned to him, like, how would you split up 30 carries in this game? And the resounding opinion when I said that was we better run it more than 30 times. Well, we didn't. I mean, we could have. Time obsession.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. Like, how many offensive plays did we have?
I mean, look, as many. Okay, here, this one shocks me. That their yards per pass was only a tick higher than ours, and they had the easiest passing. Our passing, excellent, but it was also earned and hard and tight windows, perfect timing. They were just getting easy chunks.
And Rogers, like, even though what he got sacked once or twice, I think, he he was pressured a good bit. Like he moved around in the pocket, which was nice to see, but you don't want that.
So it only ESPN box score only credits us with one sack, but I have seen more than one in not just PFF but other places too. Tony Adams had one,
Yeah.
and here, look, Sauce. What's that?
I didn't think that Tony had a terrible game either.
Okay, Clemens does have a sack here.
Why does it say one then? Like, why did it say?
You know what? Maybe it means we sacked them once because the other side said 3. So yeah, how many sacks did you take?
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought Sauce had a good game. There's a couple missed tackles, which wasn't great to see, but thought he had a good game. Tony Adams, I think that he's kind of coming into his own a little bit. I think he belongs on the field. I'm not saying he's a stud, but like I think he does belong on the field. You know, Ashton Davis, not as much.
I got disgusted when he got beat by a fullback. I don't care who that fullback is.
Yeah, and he's really athletic too, dude. Like he's fast as hell. Like there's no reason for that.
Conklin, I was annoyed at his usage as well.
I thought he played well though, if that makes sense. Like I thought that like
It
he was
does.
doing his job out there, but like yeah, I think in the passing game they should use him a little more. You know, at least target him a little more.
Yes, I do. Okay, here's a random. I just came across this file, so I just wanted to see your thoughts on it while get rid of that screen sharing momentarily. What do you think? I know you love your lists, Daniel. So what do you think of this list here?
I do.
Do you really? I was just kidding.
So far, so good. I know. I really do. I do love rankings and tiers and lists and things like that. Um, wow, that's interesting. I don't know if Caleb Williams deserves to be in anything other than the bottom tier yet. Um,
Hmm.
hmm. Watson has.
What's your first? Okay, yeah. Does it shock you Rogers is in number 2?
No, he should be a number 2. I don't. The first like 3 tiers, maybe even 4 tiers, are almost perfect. It's just like tier 5 and tier 6 could be a little flip flops with some guys, but yeah, I actually like that a lot. Um, Purdy is a little low. I think he should be in tier 3. Um,
Yeah, Purdy.
yeah,
Purdy was
yeah,
the first. The comment section was up in arms over Purdy being in the 4th tier. That's for sure.
yeah. I think that you got to respect the guy a little more than that. He was like damn near MVP winner last year. Oh man, who brought this guy in here?
Murph, let's go.
I don't have any liquor. I'm sorry. I got to drink beer, buddy. I'm doing that on purpose now because I know that you're a peer pressure and prick.
You got that right.
Hey, did you guys hear that alliteration? Peer
Big
pressure
boy.
and prick.
It sounds like you said that before.
FYI, we
That's not
good.
that's not the first time those words have rolled off of Murph's tongue. That was way too smooth.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Sometimes
let
I'm
me
smooth words.
let me chirp in here real quick. You know what? There was a comment I wanted to get to, and it was a good comment because I wanted to hear your guys' take. However, I think it would be a better comment if it came right out of the horse's mouth. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on a buddy of all of ours and see if he wants to ask the same question he asked in the chat to us directly. Midnight
I know what
Mike.
it is.
Oh,
I know
there
what it is.
Guys, I'm so pissed off right now. I don't know. What question did I ask? Which question were you going to pull up?
You still upset about
Uh,
StreamYard?
Look. What can I say? Can I curse on this show?
Yes.
All right,
No,
let me make something. First off, let me make something so clear, and I hope you guys can see me because I actually can't see myself. I can see Scott and I can see Daniel, but I can't see anything below that. But either way, look, StreamYard doubling their prices is absolutely ridiculous. And it's like I said to my wife, and I think I just posted it on Twitter, and it's like skipping the dinner, skipping the movie, skipping foreplay, and going directly to hardcore anal. Okay, it's like I understand a 15% increase every couple years. I understand a 20% increase every couple years, whatever. But to double your prices on all your plans, pretty much, that's insane.
It's crazy, man. That's nuts. 100% inflation, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Kamala. God
Thanks,
damn.
Obama.
Yeah,
That's what
thanks a lot, Obama.
Yeah, that's what everybody used to say for like 5 years, even after he's out of office. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, no, it is crazy, right? I mean, like, I don't know what is Netflix now, like $14 a month for the thing with the ads. That's
I
like
got
them going. Yeah, that's like going to $30 an hour or $30 a month. Like that's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
It is. And to be honest, they have too many competitors out there to think that people will stick around and pay that. It does, dude. If anybody out there uses any streaming platform and is tired of the money, dude, if you're a little bit savvy, try OBS, dude. Most of the places you can find it for free. It's just software. It's just a little harder to navigate. But these boxes on the screen, you can make one this big, one that big, put one in the corner. You control just about everything. So it's something to toy with, man.
I mean, I'll think of something. I'll figure. I mean, right as of right now, I'm going to stick on StreamYard and see what I can do. Like my monthly money coming in from the show has definitely been pretty, has been decent enough. But it's like I also just earlier today, before I found out that StreamYard doubled their prices, I was like, oh, what can I do, to kind of build the show a little bit? And I used to be able to simulcast onto X or Twitter, and then that ended because I wasn't a premium member. And literally earlier today, I was like, you know what? I made a few bucks off. Let me put it back and let me go to the premium Twitter settings. So I should be getting my stupid blue check mark soon. But I'll be able to now stream over onto Twitter. And I spent like 100 something bucks doing that. And then to later today, find out that StreamYard now doubled their prices. It's like, what the hell? It's like,
Yeah.
and then YouTube takes everything you make. They take 33% of it.
And I would recommend that, like other places have done it, go to like an outside of YouTube donation program. But dude, there's something about super chats that just have that impulse from people that like, oh, a coffee club on the side or a third party website where they don't take 30% is a good idea, but nobody wants to go over there and do it. They want to just stay on YouTube and super chat. So it sucks, man. It does.
No, that's the thing. It's for the podcast that I had for 10 years, we had a Patreon, but it's so hard to get, it's nice, it's so hard to get people to donate to the show, when you're doing, like just on YouTube, and I appreciate it all, and it's so easy on YouTube, like you said. But then to ask them, oh, by the way, go to this whole other website and then sign up there, it's like a whole nother step. I'm the same way. When I watch shows and stuff, I'll just do the super chats because it's simple, it's easy, it's right there. And to ask someone to go over to like Patreon or all these other, it's a whole nother step. And you don't get the instant payoff of YouTube, and super chats. So like when I super chat, like let's say every now and then I used to super chat Green Bean and those guys a lot, but now it's hard for me to watch the show because I'm recording for other shows during their show. But it was just easy to super chat. But either way, I wanted to bring this up. You guys were talking about how we lost by 2 scores. We lost by 3 scores.
Yeah,
Okay, that last one was was garbage time. We got routed. Don't try to make it sound better than it is. The Jets really blew it, and I'm just really. You know what? I was so confident that we were going to beat Tennessee. And now, as I'm going through the week, listening to all these other shows and all these other, radio, the Fan and ESPN, I'm starting to get worried now. What the hell? Why am I getting worried about the Tennessee Titans?
You gotta,
Dude.
you just messed up by listening to these fucking jagaloons, okay? Like, don't be listening to the Joe Beningos of the world. I got nothing against the guy. I talk about myself being a battered Jets fan. That motherfucker has been battered, beat down, thrown in the dumpster behind your local Wendy's, and taken out and then kicked the shit out of him again. Like, he's battered to hell. He is negative as they come. All those guys are like the mainstream media fucking hates us for whatever reason. They always have. Whatever, dude. Like, don't listen to those guys. We can tighten up. I call it wonky week 1 for a reason, okay? Like, there's a lot of rest on the team. There's a lot of guys coming back from injuries. AVT, Aaron Rodgers, Mike Williams, even Tyron Smith's been dinged up here and there. He's in a new area. He's still getting used to the facilities. You got to give it a second. Don't let yourself fall into the hole yet, Mike. I promise you, buddy, things will get better.
No,
Yeah,
you know what?
Jets-
I listen. I do have confidence in the Jets. I think they're going to win the game. But I was, when I first saw this on the schedule, I'm thinking, oh, here's a game we blow someone out. Like, this one's going to be great. And now I'm thinking, like, I don't want to be stressed the whole game. Like, I think the Jets are going to win. But goddamn, I just want an easy. Is it too much to ask for just a game where you enjoy it? You have a drink, you sit there, you're not cursing at your kids and your wife. I just want to enjoy a game. And no, Joe Beningo, actually, I love Joe Beningo. And here's why. It's because I literally grew up, like, to me, he's the voice of the Jets. I grew up every time I'd go to a Jets game before, a Jets game after, the day, Monday, Joe Beningo. But he wasn't the guy. I forget who it was. But I mean, like I said, it's a bunch of streamers, a bunch of Jets content creators. I watch a bunch of other content creators for other teams. And then also there's, I think maybe Evan Roberts was saying, or no, was it Sal Licata? Or no, it was, who's with Sal? BT, Brandon
Thorne.
Brandon Tierney?
Tyranny, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think he was the one who was getting me nervous today. Oh, man.
Hey, let me ask you something though. Can you? Well, Mike, you said you had trouble with the seeing things. Can you see the schedule or no?
I can see the San Francisco to New England, and then I see Arizona and
Okay.
Indianapolis.
That's fine. Okay, San Francisco to New England. What quarterbacks scare you?
Well, Brock Purdy didn't scare me, and he had a pretty decent game. I always thought
I know.
I always thought Brock Purdy was like a poor man's Mark Sanchez. It's just he's getting look. Mark Sanchez had success because of the team and the coaches built around him.
We disrespect Purdy like that. He was leading the MVP race at one point last year.
I just still don't believe in the guy. Maybe it's his face. I don't know.
I understand he's got weapons. I get it, but the guy still performed. You can't. It's just like whenever you go beat the shit out of a bad team, and people are like, "Oh, well, it's just a bad team." Well, you still did your job, right? he still does his job, you know? So to call him and Mark Sanchez, like, appreciate what he did for us, got us
Yeah.
to 2 AFC championships. I think of him as a guy that was a bad quarterback, but was clutch in the right situations. But he was not a good quarterback. I do not think of Brock Purdy.
He was serviceable. Mark Sanchez was serviceable with the team and the coaches around him.
He was like 50%. He was like 53, 55 per completion.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
Yeah, that's fucking rough, dude. That shows you how good that team was. Anyway, Purdy is. I'm not saying the guy's elite. I'm not, but he's a good quarterback, right? And he's in a great system, so it's a great pairing. You know what I mean? I'd love to have a Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? After Aaron's gone, I would love to have a guy like that.
Look, the thing that makes me nervous in these upcoming 2 games is that this guy in Tennessee, man. First off, I'm going to say this here first, and I was going to talk about this on my show tomorrow night, but I'm just going to say it now. There's a hurricane heading up through Tennessee, so that this game is going to be rainy and disgusting, okay? Which means it becomes a running game, which is the worst thing for our defense in our performance in San Francisco. Well, our run defense was embarrassing. And these next 2 quarterbacks that we have coming up are both Jacoby Brissett in New England, and then this guy, I mean, he can't throw the ball in Tennessee. You know, he's going to make mistakes if he starts throwing the ball, but he can scramble if he needs to. And if it comes down to a running game, look, who didn't perform last week? Brees Hall and the Jets. You know, the rest of these guys can run the ball, and our run defense was embarrassing. So we really need to watch out for this storm, because I think that's going to affect a lot. If it's raining like it's supposed to, Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be flinging this ball around like we want him to.
Yeah,
he's shown being able to do it in bad weather increments, though. Like, he's shown the ability. Dude played in Lambeau for how many years? I mean, the guy can.
He can get the ball out. He can get the ball out. But yeah, Daniel's right. Not only the footing, but also, look, you guys know how much I was bragging about Alan Lazard. But do you think he's going to be he's going to be catching those passes from Aaron Rodgers in the pouring rain? He could barely catch them with perfect weather.
Don't get
dude, I want to see it. Dude, I want to run it down their throats, man. Hey, before I don't want you to dip out. Murdog I have on the line. He has a question for you specifically, Mike. So I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check out, bring him on, and you guys go from there. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, now I see you, Dano. Oh, not anymore.
Mike, you broke my heart.
Why did I break? Oh, wow. How did Hart show up? That was amazing.
My Irish brother over there.
Magic.
I just got StreamYard today, and then I hear you say they doubled their price. When did they do that?
I think they did it. They're doing it in October. So the email I got, I think, as soon as you pay.
You went mute.
Yeah, you went mute, Mike.
For some.
Yeah, you're good now. I think.
Hello?
Yeah.
You're good.
Hold on 1 second.
You're good.
What is that?
I don't know.
Mike, we hear you. I don't know if you can hear us though.
Okay, no. Well, my headset just completely busted out. Okay, let me try and do it just straight from here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now.
Okay, talk again.
Hi.
Hey,
I don't know where it's coming out of. Okay, if you give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. So yes. So what happened is my my bill was due, and as soon as my bill was due, they sent me an email saying, "Hey, you know, you're on this plan, and we're just going to naturally put you up to this plan, and you can look at the other plans, but every plan pretty much went up double in price. So the $25 one went to $45, the $50 one went to $90, and then the highest plan is like $250 a month. This is monthly, folks.
I know.
45. Yeah. So as soon as you pay your September bill, you'll get it. That's when you'll find that out.
I got hit with 45 today.
Yeah. If you did 25, you're now going to be at 45.
No, I got hit with 45 today.
Oh, if you did the 45, or 50, you're going to be up to 89.
That was the only choices. It was free.
Oh, you had the 45. Okay, so since you signed up so recently
today,
yours isn't going to go up. Yours is going to stay the same.
No, but I'm saying you said it was like the core plan, right? You said the core plan. That was
the core plan is going to be $45.
Right, it is right now.
Yeah, because you just signed up
today. Yeah.
Yeah. On my end, it used to be $25 a month,
so I got
or $50 or $45 a month, and that went up from 25 to 45 or 45 to 90.
No, I looked at it like a week or two ago, and I thought I saw 25 a month, and I was like, cool. Then today I went to officially do it, and it was 45. And I was like, wasn't this 25? I thought the same thing. And it all right, so the increase you're talking about in October already is in effect.
Yeah, you're not getting hit with 90.
No. I'm saying, had I done it a week or two ago when I first saw it, it would have been 25.
Oh yeah.
But since I waited 2 weeks till today, because I didn't want to get it until I was like had a channel together ready to go. You know,
it sounds like they made the change. They already made the change. Mike's getting it now though, because his billing cycle is finally coming up. So if you haven't been billed yet since it changed, you will be getting it, and you probably don't know about it.
Yeah, but Mike, wouldn't you be locked into if you did like a year long? Wouldn't you?
No. Apparently, a new company bought out StreamYard.
But how could
it used to be owned by someone else. They bought it in like the end of July, and then immediately doubled all of the planned prices.
It's month to month, isn't it?
Yeah, but I did it for a year to save like 100. Basically, if you do it for a year, you get 2 months free. So
I was paying monthly.
Okay,
that's why. Yeah. If you have an annual, you're locked in.
If you had a year-long contract, I can't see them like fucking you over. Like, sorry, it's double the price now. I can't.
Yeah,
it's being legal. But yeah, if you were going month to month, then I guess it would apply. But I was like, fuck, I could have swore when you said that, I was like, I knew something was wrong. Like, I could have swore I saw 25 a month. Me and Infrared were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, it's 25 a month. He was like, really? I'm on Restream. Maybe I'll go over to StreamYard because it was 25 and you got more. But now it's fucking 45.
Yo, guys, I am so sorry. For some reason, I'm hearing it on my phone, but at the lowest level, and I can't get it through my headphones anymore. I don't know what's going on.
No problem. Yeah, so, I'm guessing you're fine. You're fine, man. I'm guessing it lost.
I mean, I could barely hear you, but I know you guys can hear me. But I'm having such a hard time hearing you.
Oh, okay.
Mic check.
Hold on.
But hold on. Let me go, and I'm going to try to come back in and see if I can fix this.
Midnight mic check.
There we go.
I was gonna wait.
Oh, dude.
All right, though. I'm sure we're boring everybody with the Restream and the StreamYard stuff. Scott. No, that's all right. Hey, we got it out the way, so we are good. Scott, you joined us. Mike will be back. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, Dano, Scott, why is everyone scared? Oh, sorry. Are you going to ask me a question?
Yeah. Well, Scott just joined us too, and he hasn't really had a chance to chirp in on anything. As far as what do you think, Scott? Is it doom and gloom? Are we going to get a different Jet team on Sunday? What do you think?
Preseason game for the Jets. And their first stringers played. So, no, defense got pushed around, but it'll improve. That literally was the first time the first stringers were on the field. So, I think you gotta play in the preseason. You look at, let's see, the Chiefs, they play. Mahomes plays. I know I saw Purdy playing. I can't speak for everybody, but hey, Anyway, so no, I'm not concerned.
Hey Daniel, do double thumbs up. Yeah, okay.
Sometimes
There's
you
like
gotta
6.
weather the storm, guys.
What about this one?
Yeah, that one doesn't work. But this is
No?
gonna be us. That's gonna be us after this game.
Hey,
There you
I got guys, I got Mike back. I'm gonna flip off and bring him on real quick. So I don't know. The squares just get way. I hate this view, so I'll produce.
What's up, guys? I can hear you better now. If it busts out again, I'm going to head out. But yeah, so that's the basic thing. And yeah, you Jetstream, you can come on whenever you want. That Joe Douglas was great.
I don't know, man. They say I look like him. Like I probably look more like him without the hat.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I'm trying to get the voice down. It's hard because he's very short-winded, meaning like he doesn't really say much, and he's rarely doing interviews. So it's like I'm trying to find him just to get.
Now, dude, when you had that every time you started with I appreciate the question, or thanks for the question, and then every time you had to give your answer, went sorry, just not paying attention, dude. That I rewatched it and I was laughing like crazy. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Like some people got bad. Some people like I just went in, but others I was like what can I say? It was like, do you cut too deep? It was
everybody got fingered.
Well, that was the point, because I told Johnny and Tio, I was like, listen, if I'm gonna roast people, I'm gonna roast them. Some are gonna be bad, and some are gonna be like, because to write a joke for 9 people, and like 5 or 6 you've never met before, it's kind of hard, to like do a little bit of research just to get something. It was, and on short notice, I had like a day.
Yeah, well, I don't get offended by anything. I mean, if you've ever seen my show, me and Maddie sometimes just sit there and try to pop each other and see who can make each other, laugh by, saying things that are completely inappropriate. So, we never mean harm.
I told them that I said, listen, if people are going to get offended, I'd rather not do it, because that's what I do in the chats. Like I just crack jokes all the time, but
yeah. And hey, just so everybody knows, the show we're talking about, that's Jets Worldwide. That's one word. It's our guys Snowball and Johnny Boy doing it big on that show. They do a match game every Sunday morning at 10:30
a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah, and Murdog has been a big contributor. He's done some excellent impressions, everything from Hulk Hogan to Joe Douglas now, and it's been awesome.
I actually just watched the Macho Man one.
I think my Hogan's better.
I'll check the Hogan. He's like one of my heroes, so I'll check the Hogan.
Yeah, I'm a Hulkamaniac.
Me too, bro.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Dude, I'll tell you, his promo from WrestleMania 4 where he talks about hanging onto the top of the Trump Plaza and all that shit with Donald Trump backstroking everyone to safety. Dude, I actually probably still know that promo almost by heart. Like, I love Hogan.
I rewatched that about a week ago.
That's my favorite promo of all time.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
The Hogan was fun, but I don't even know how it started. But no, I know how it started. It was the first show. They have a pre-production, like 15 minutes earlier. You come in and you get into like the chat like this.
Yeah,
and I was like, "What am I gonna wear?" I didn't know what to wear, so I was in a robe. So Johnny's like, just wear the robe. I was like, you want me to just do your show in a robe? He's like, yeah. So I was like, fuck it. I just grabbed the king's crown. And I was just for added something, So I just did it in a robe. Then the next week, King Lowski was a contestant. And I was like, okay, since he's King Lowski, I got to fuck with him and get a king's outfit. So I went and got a king's like shawl and new crown. And then it just took off from there to where it was just like every week I was a new guy. And this Sunday, I told the other guys I'm gonna break the internet. Like this Sunday will be a good one. Unexpected.
This Sunday's gonna be champ.
This Sunday when handsome Dan Murphy gets dethroned and loses.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
Who are you? Who are you going up against, Dan?
Mr. Bonesy.
Oh yeah, Bonesy. Okay.
Yeah, Bonesy. I'm just kidding, Dan. Dan. I think you'll have a nice little win streak.
What's the longest streak so far?
2.
2. So you're tied, and you're going for the sole lead. All right. Again, Jets Worldwide, all one word. Wide. Search that. Murdo, you also have a new show launching. You want to plug that real fast?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
I just started a stream today. Infrared's been helping me out because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So it was just really, it's just a show to chill, because I figured a lot of people view all the shows, but they don't call in. It's always the same callers, right? And it's to say, I could almost predict who's calling in next. So I was like, maybe the people are just, they don't want to be front and center, or they don't want to be on camera, or they're shy. I was like, just a chill spot to come in bullshit, talk about Jets, talk about whatever you want, but just more Jets probably, but to where everybody can come on and just like not feel pressured and just chill out, and it's random. I wasn't looking to do structure, it's like you guys are like regimented, like you got your plan. It was more just like, oh, you want to come on and kick it, let's just chill. So and I said on the 401 tonight that I had I'm climbing the charts. I have 14 subscribers. So,
dude, every single one is important. I think Mike will tell you the same thing, dude. Every single one. When you lose one, it's like, oh,
yeah, it just wanted to be a fun place. Like, yo, let's go hang out. Like, in bullshit, you got nothing to do. Let's go live and hang out. It's like I wasn't trying to compete with anybody. It was just
Are you on Twitter?
I just got on Twitter. I think I'm Murdog __.
Because they have what's called Twitter Spaces there, very similar to what you're talking about, but just on YouTube. So the format is a working format. That's good.
I am a complete tech moron. I never turn things on and off. I have to have my hand held and walk through everything. I don't. But whatever, I'm just jumping in the deep end, like, fuck it. You know what I mean? So,
as we all are, man.
No, yeah, I completely understand what you were talking about with the subscriber thing. It's like, before I started Jets content, I was stuck right around 300 subscribers, give or take, for 5-6 years. Like, I just couldn't just move it. And like I said, my wife one day was like, I just didn't know what to do with the show or anything, and she was like, you just bitch about the Jets so much. Just make it a Jets channel and stop bitching at me. And it ended up working pretty well. And but Dano's right. If I like, it's at this point, I'm not upset by every subscriber I lose or win or whatever. But when I get to a milestone, I get excited. Like I just got to like 1,200. And I was like, oh, 1,200, oh, amazing. Then I got to 1,201, and I was like, yes. And then I went back down to 1,200, then back down to like 1,199, and I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? I haven't put anything out. What did I do? And then it popped back up a little above, and now I feel safe. But then it's like I said, every time you get to like a 100 milestone or a 50 milestone, you just don't want to go back down below that. So I get it,
especially if you celebrate it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why I usually will not say something because I don't want to jinx myself.
That's a shame that you're upset about losing them anymore, because I was fucking with you there for a while, unsubscribing and then subscribing again. Like
that was you? That's fucked up.
That's a Murphy thing to do.
You know what? The only thing about the metrics that I find infuriating is when you have like 10, 20% that are watching every time, but they're not subscribed. It's like, really? You can't even just throw me a bone? Like, you can turn the bell. Dude, turn the bell off for all. You know what I mean? It just, it helps us know we're doing decent shows, That's all.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when people are donating and stuff like that, it's like unbelievable. You feel so good, and you feel like you're doing something great. When people join the membership or super chat, and like me and Maddie will be like, oh, it's just so cool that we can talk to these people, and this, that, and the other thing. But like you said, subscribe. It's like you have these people watching, and that you have a certain amount of viewers. Why aren't all of you subscribed if you're watching almost every week or twice a week? It's free. Like I always try to subscribe to shows, that I watch, at least once a week.
Yeah, no, understand it's free. Like just come.
The algorithm, dude. The algorithm has gotten so good. It just feeds us to who's watching, and they don't even need to. And it's just, if you want to not see our channels dry up or go to the wayside, just throw us that bone. That's all.
Yeah.
See, like
Hey,
subscribes mean a lot.
I was curious, Mike. Maybe you can answer this. I know that YouTube will take like 30% of like super chats and stuff like that. Do they do the same thing with like the gifted memberships?
Yep. They take 30% of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, or 33.3% of everything. Or I don't know. I don't know what the exact number is. I've heard 40. I've heard 30. I figure it's probably around 33.3%. 1/3 goes directly to YouTube, and then you have to now pay StreamYard $89 a month or whatever plan you're on.
Uncle Sam, right?
Yeah. Dude, I didn't know how much I'd have to go through to send all my tax information to YouTube. Like I had to literally like sign away my kids and give their birth certificates and all this other stuff before like the money started going into my bank account.
Oh wow. Damn. Yeah, no, I figured with that, I was like, man, if I could just make back what I spent on StreamYard, I guess that's a win.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's another weird thing. It's you fill out all this stuff and whatever, but like you said, it's like you just kind of want to make, like, I have to, in order to do this, obviously I have to justify it to my wife, who doesn't fully understand football, but she is completely like now on board and seeing what I'm doing. And when I told her about the StreamYard up in price, she's like, don't you love doing this? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, and don't you want this to be like your, a little bit of a secondary income to your normal job? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, then pay the money. She was like, just do it, And I was like, all right, like if you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
Think about OBS, man. That's all I'm saying. Think about it.
Well,
go ahead, Murdog. You.
It's too late.
well, if you got the annual, yeah, it's too late.
I got the annual.
But,
fuck it. Like, you know what? I'll tell you, I've been a fan for 41 years, and I've said this when I had my 411 episode, that episode 8, fucking epic. I didn't have like a community like we have here now, so I never really had. I wasn't surrounded by Jet fans. So the other teams, Giants, even in my house. So like when I stumbled upon like Jets YouTube, like I was just like, oh my god, like now I could talk to dudes that are like diehards like me and long-suffering fans. Like 41 years is a long time to suck, with maybe a couple of good seasons sprinkled in here or there. Yeah, but since like 83 and when I was a kid. And, but so now I was just like, I don't even watch that much TV anymore. Like when I'm at work, I start off with Boy Green at 7:30 in the morning, and I just work my way through the afternoon, and then I get home and like Nick Shine might be on or Dano might be on, and I'm gonna have to check yours out, Mike. What is it, Midnight Mike?
MIDNITE Mike Show.
Okay, so I'll go find you.
Yeah, I'm a late night guy. I do you watch Talking Jets with Green Bean in them?
Yeah, I was they had me come on as Joe Douglas twice because Ryan was there.
Yeah.
For the night game, and then he asked me after the show, and I was like, all right. So I did that, and then I came on, and he asked me to come on Tuesday, and I was like, that's cool. Like, I didn't think anybody was gonna like it, to tell you the truth. I thought, because I saw someone in the chat like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is stupid. I was like, what do you want me to do, bro?
Don't even pay attention. Don't even pay attention to the chat. Most of you have half of them are trolls anyway. Don't even worry about it.
Someone called me a troll. They're like, this guy's trolling. I was like, does he not realize that Brian brought me on to like,
it's a bit
for entertainment?
Believe me, if you have hosts of shows, whether it's Ryan and Green Bean or me or whoever, or Dano, if you have hosts being like, yo, good stuff, it's funny, that's all you need. It's definitely,
you're your own worst critic, and especially since I wasn't really comfortable doing it, the character, like I didn't think I had it down. So But man, if people want to see it and they like it, I don't have a problem because I like to do comedy. I just like to make people laugh and stuff and throw stuff in the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah. So I do a show right after Talking Jets. It comes on at 10, and we usually do about an hour and a half on Tuesday nights. And then my main show is Saturday night, so it's going to be tomorrow night, and I do it from 9 till, well, I usually do it 9 to 11, but then sometimes guys like Scott and Daniel here end up having me go till midnight. So who knows?
Is that why at midnight, Mike?
Power streams there, Mike.
No, it's midnight. I did a podcast for 10 years prior to doing the Jets content, and it was all on 80s and 90s, like pop culture, horror, music, things like that, even pro wrestling at the beginning. And I did it for 10 years, and we always used to record, or when we went live, it was always super late at night because me and my co-hosts were all night owls. So we called the show, the show was called The Midnight Jury. And it's because we named it kind of after the Midnight Society from Are You Afraid of the Dark? Do you remember Are You Afraid of the Dark?
It rings a bell.
It was a Nickelodeon horror show where a bunch of kids sat around and told ghost stories, and it was like acted out, and it was like from the early 90s. And so we thought, well, and we're going to be debating movies and music and stuff. So Jury, Midnight Jury, and then everyone just started calling me Midnight Mike, and that's how that came out.
All right, so it wasn't like a time slot thing.
Well, I also do. I figured when my wife said do Jets content, I actually went and looked around because I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. So I looked around and I was like, Jake goes in the mornings and the afternoons, and Green Bean and Ryan and them all do kind of their own shows. But when they go live, Green Bean did the Thursday thick of it, and they did Talking Jets. And I was like, you know what? Nobody does it super late night, and nobody goes really on Saturday night. And so that's how I decided to do the shows.
Yeah. Do you know Nick Teodoro? He does a wrestling show on Fridays.
I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling stuff I used to watch like Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle. And my buddies to do a podcast of Shining Wizards. I used to watch a bunch of wrestling stuff, but I fell out of that.
Mike,
Yeah, I went on
called into your show, I'm pretty sure. Nick T,
yeah.
Nick T, wrestling guy.
Oh, he does his own wrestling actual like YouTube show?
Yeah, him and his wife. I went on a couple times because I'm like a self-professed wrestling expert. You know,
dude. If it's from 1980 to 2013, I'm in. I'll do wrestling trivia with you anytime, man. I was at SummerSlam '88, SummerSlam '91. Or was it 89? Whatever one was at the Garden. 88, 91. I was at WrestleMania 23 with Donald Trump shaving Vince's head. I was at oh yeah, man. I went to a few ECW shows in the later days of ECW. Like in 2000, 2001. Yeah, dude, I love wrestling. Old wrestling. You know what it is? I hate to do this on Dano's show, but I loved. Like my thing is that now it's like Cirque du Soleil, or like it's like figure skating. It's like a bunch of guys, and most of them are going by their names, or like Kevin Owens. Okay, he goes by Kevin Owens. He's Kevin Steen. It's still just the guy. It's like the name of a guy like us on the show. You know, it's just like a random. Everyone goes by random names, so it's like I don't mind the flip flop wrestling. But that has to be like one match or two matches a night. Then you need a hardcore match. Then you need, some monsters like The Undertaker or The Big Show or people like that or Andre. I feel like everything became the same over the past 20 years where everyone's just trying to get the Meltzer 5-star match. And for me, that's not, I come for all of the entertainment. Like I want to see, Big Show feeding Al Snow his dog. And I want to see, that was Boss Man. And then Boss Man also drug around Big Show's dad's coffin. I want to see that. I want to see that, But then I also want to see the guys who can wrestle. I also want to see the guys like the Dean Malenkos and the Chris Benoits and the Eddie Guerreros and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, I went to WrestleMania 1 and 2. So I've been and yeah, 1 and 2. I was a puppy.
That's awesome. I was supposed to go to WrestleMania 5, but my dad couldn't get tickets.
Yeah,
or at least he told me he couldn't get tickets.
Well, Mike, since you've been just absorbing all that negativity from the mainstream down to the Joe Beningos and the my God, the Brandon Tierneys and all that.
Victor,
Can
Victor.
we get your maybe if you don't want to do your prediction, maybe you're going to do it on your show. I don't know, but can we get an idea how you're feeling about this game coming up?
I think the Jets should win. I'm just getting nervous about being stressed throughout the game. It's going to be closer than it needs to be. Before I heard about the hurricane, I would have said Jets 24, Titans 13, something like that. But now with the rain and the possibility of it just being running game versus running game, I'm lowering that, and I'm going to say Jets 17, Titans 14, or maybe Titans 13, something like that.
You know what? I thought about this afternoon. I said I need to run some kind of contest, to get some new callers in and whatnot. And I thought about it. I'm like, every time there's callers, I want to get their score prediction for the next Jet game. And if someone gets it right, it's hard to get right. If someone gets it right, I'm going to send them a little something, something. What is your final prediction on that? Final answer, Regis Mike. What was it again?
I'm going to go with the rain score, and I'm going to say Jets 17, Titans 13.
You got it, man. I'll pencil you in for that. Murdoch, what do you think?
I think we're going to – all right, so Mike brought up before that, a storm's coming through. So that is going to have an impact on the passing game. So, but I still think that that's a
storm.
Yeah, the storm. Stormy cloud. I still think we're going to put up touchdowns because, all right, I know the last touchdown in the Jet game against San Francisco was garbage time and it was whatever. So I don't even want to count that. But we're not playing San Francisco. We're playing an inferior team, right? We played a top team. The Titans are not a top team. I think we should have our way. We should have our way with them, and I think we're going to at least score 28. I think we're putting. I want to say 34-10.
Please let that be true.
34-10.
I just want to enjoy a game. So I hope that's true.
I'm taking 4 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Hopefully,
beautiful.
The weather doesn't impact the field goals. But
think about that.
Or the extra points.
You're going to see the bipolar Jets fans if that. You're going to see the true nature of Jets fans if that happens, because we're going to go from being way the hell down here after that loss to being way the fuck back up there after a win like that. We're going to be like, Super Bowl's back on, baby. Like,
yeah,
so fucking ridiculous.
When you're a fan for over 4 decades, you kind of know like what you're seeing. And I had tempered expectations. I had high hopes, but tempered expectations for the Monday night game. This one, being a realist, I'm like, well, the Titans are not San Francisco. So we were winning after the first quarter. The Lazard had a big drop on third down. Brees fumbled. That's uncharacteristic of Brees. And then what really fucked us was the defense couldn't get off the field. And how many double-digit drives did they have for 70 yards? How many?
A lot.
Right.
We couldn't stop them. We couldn't.
Yeah.
Right. So if Lazard doesn't kill that drive with the drop and Brees doesn't fumble, that offense was that when Brees ran that touchdown in, we kind of had our way with them that drive.
Same with the Garrett stepping out.
Right. Well, I was confused about that because he got his heel down before his toe went out. So so if you do a toe drag and you get your 2 toes down, that counts as a catch. Why doesn't it matter if he had a foot down and a heel? Why does that not count? I think it's all
about the toe.
But the heel's a part.
I think it's all. Well, also that's the same drive that Brees probably got that first down and it wasn't challenged. It was close.
Yeah, a lot of things didn't go our way. It was fucking Murphy's Law as usual.
They count the whole foot as the whole foot. I think is the main thing. It's stupid, but think about. If your toe comes down, I mean, when does it happen? Never. But if your toe comes down and then your heel comes down on the sideline, that's out too. Like your whole foot, And it's shitty. It is shitty. We don't need it. How about let's not have it be that close? Like
Yeah,
we
it
are
doesn't need
so
to be
much.
that close.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but we were like
Like
this close away from having drives extended, and I wasn't really thrilled with the play calling. But now remember, we're doing this against the top tier defense. So those things that didn't go our way, we probably won't be in those positions anymore. Like for this game, barring the weather, if it's that fucked up. But I just don't see this being rough sledding compared to Monday night, and I think they're going to be pissed, and I think they were embarrassed. So I said when I did a Joe Douglas, when I do the Joe Douglas guy, I'm trying to talk as if I was him, not even giving my honest opinion. I'm giving like what the GM would say, right?
Yeah.
in
But
character.
so, yeah, I'm in character. Even my opinions are in character. So they're not Murdog's opinions; they're Joe Douglas's opinions. So, but I said, we got humbled, but in a good way. And somebody was like, "How can it be in a good way?" Well, in a good way because it's week 1, right? So if we got beat up like that by a top team in week 17 or 18, we'd be like, "Oh shit!" Like we're heading
Yeah.
to the playoffs, and fuck, we have no shot in the Super Bowl if they're there. This is week 1. We're going to get a lot better as the season goes along. So that's why I'm like, we got humbled very early. We got told where we stand in the pecking order, and it's not elite. It's not enough the way they played. So I'm glad they got that shit out of the way. And they're the hardest game we have on the schedule. So let's not overreact.
Good night, Stack. Yeah,
Good night, Stack.
What's that? Jano, you
sorry, my bad. It better be the worst we play all year, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
went
mean,
through
the offense could play worse, but the defense could. That was pits of hell defense.
Yeah.
So come on.
Wouldn't you rather it happen week 1 than week 17 or 18 against a Super Bowl type team? Now we know our deficiencies. We know where we can get exploited, and we have months to plug that shit up. So I'm just chalking up like, okay, most of us knew that it would be, we couldn't chalk it up as a win. We were like, it's San Francisco, they've been there. So it's okay, man. Too many people are doom and gloom about it.
Well, I look forward to it. Like I said, I hope we get the score that you said, so I just have a nice, relaxing game.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, I gotta go. But listen, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our flagship show. Come join us. We're gonna give week 2 predictions. We're gonna talk about Tua. We're gonna talk about a bunch of things, and the Jets, obviously Jets Titans. And of course, a Mike and Maddie's top 5 during the intermission report. So I hope to see you guys there, and fuck StreamYard.
Hey, top 5. Is it the unis? You can do it this time?
Which uniforms? Jets uniforms?
No, I said just uniforms in general, like football related, college and pro. Which are the top 5?
You know what? I like that one. So, if you're there, type it in, and I will try to push Maddie towards it. I don't think he'd have a problem with it. But yeah, the only one, it's very rare that we do one ahead because we always like to do them like on the fly, like where someone just brings it up and we do it. But you brought that one up last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, bring it up again. Bring it up again because that's a good one.
Get in there and type it up next time.
All right, guys, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for letting me bitch about StreamYard. I needed to.
Hey,
Broke my
have a good night, Mike. Thanks for joining. It's always a treat when you join us.
Love the show. Love watching you guys.
Have a good one.
All right.
Oh shoot, Murdog. I know I had you plug the show already once before, but tell us one more time though. Just we have some late people straggling in, and then yeah.
I'm just starting a new channel, a chill spot. It's really geared towards everybody's welcome. It's more of just like a relaxed, chill spot to where if you're an avid listener but you never feel comfortable calling in because you don't want to be on camera like in front of everybody or front and center by yourself, it could just be a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people on screen. We could talk about Jets, whatever you want. It's just open season, it's just Jet fans connecting with each other on a football level, on a life level. It's just a place to hang out, and it's just be random. Go live, nobody, come hang out. I have a Discord. Trying to think what the link is. I'll have to send it to you, Dano. Well, you're in it, right?
I'm not in it yet, but you said you're. If you give them your Twitter again, they can message you, right, and then get that link.
My Twitter is murdog __. The YouTube channel is called the Jetstream or youtube.com/murdog5 might be a way to find it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just starting today. I was maybe going to go live at some point tonight. Probably when everybody's done, and just to hang out, and whoever just wants to come on and chop it up. It'll be that type of atmosphere to where it's laid back, no pressure, and yeah.
All right, brother. Hey, well, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. It was random, but sorry we got off on the wrestling.
Oh no, you're good, man. Hey, dude, that's the thing you'll learn too is the further you go down rabbit holes, it's harder to pull it back.
Yeah.
So you'll get there too.
I was like, oh, wrestling.
You just need a few topics in mind ready, like in case you need to grab them. That's advice I give. Is just have a couple queued up for like the rainiest moment.
Absolutely. Murph, right. You're gonna have to tell me how you do that background stuff.
It's a Mac. It's only on Mac computers can you do that stuff. Like it's only you can do the thumbs up, you can do the thumbs down, the heart.
iPhone.
The peace sign does the balloons.
That's great.
Double thumbs up is fireworks. Double thumbs down is rain. That's it.
Wow. Oh, so it's like the movement, whatever movement you do it. Oh shit.
Dude, and if you have an iPhone or an iPad and you use FaceTime, they just added the update to those devices. And now when you're on FaceTime, it works too. It's pretty cool. But Mac computers have had it, yeah. Hey, have a good night, Murdog.
Thanks, guys. I'll be here.
Later. User. We're winding down, man. I did ask them the question. I'm definitely giving you the option too. Like I told, if you're new in the chat, I see Hayes is with us now. A couple others are in here. First one to accurately guess the score of a Jet game, and it sounds really damn easy. Get some kind of stocking stuff, or I'll mail out to you guys. It's nothing crazy, but something to show my love. Daniel, what is your score? And in the future, we'll take the same submissions from other people who call into the show as well.
I love how I'm going to get a submission every week.
You are, yeah. You're going to have the advantage.
I like my chances there. 24-13, Jets. And I got a question for you.
Okay.
Who do you think was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in September of 2008? September 15th, 2008, to be exact.
Know it? Brett Favre.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Brett the Jet. Yep, that was from my last Jets Worldwide win.
That
was what I got from Snowball, so I'm gonna keep that somewhere in the. I need to get more places to put things in here. I don't have any like stands or bookshelves or anything. I got like stuff just sitting random spots, but yeah.
I won a prize the other day because of you, and I had to get it sent to me to verify we were that's coming your way here shortly too. I got to get to the post office.
I totally forgot about that. Actually.
But hey, it can go somewhere too. I'm sure. My stuff. I'm going to be changing my stuff up soon too. I think I'm going to switch where I'm at in location. So I don't know. I kind of like what Jake has going on, where he's like in a corner, because this. I mean, once you're, yeah, dude, that's sweet.
I'm showing it for Guaranteed Jet. He was asking to show it again. So.
Hey, Guaranteed Jet. I haven't seen you before. Welcome, brother. The only reason I knew when you said the date, dude, is because the month prior I was sitting my ass. I drove 3 hours to sit in Cleveland for a random ass preseason game, and guess who walked out with a clipboard in his hand for his first Jet preseason game?
Yeah.
Hey, that year was fun till Thanksgiving.
All games. I'll never forget Brett Favre for that year.
I just wish he would have been honest when he got hurt and told him. I don't think he did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. He wanted to play through it because he was worried about that stupid ass Iron Man streak, dude. And I'm telling you, Kellen Clemens could have won us another game or two. We didn't need much. We were already 9-3. You know, just crazy. I'll never forgive Brett for that.
Amen. I will say though, man, is this not an extension of the running game or what? Right
Yeah.
in stride. Pretty.
Now wait, is that the one that?
It's not the one where Garrett had to leap. It's the one that he just caught it over the defender's head. I think it's Garrett, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfectly in stride, man.
Yeah. See, that's why I came away from the game like with some optimism. Like, I understand it was ugly at times, and and the end score doesn't look good, But like, there were things that I saw that game that I'm like, oh my god, we haven't seen this before. So I'm not that worried, man. We got wonky week 1 out of the way. Now it's time to actually progress into our season and watch our team get better and better as the weeks go, and we're going to be a force by the end of the year.
You guys hear that alliteration again out of Daniel? He had something earlier. Now he says wonky week 1. I hear it.
I'm smooth with
www.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Dude, guaranteed jet. I couldn't say it any better, bro. Doesn't that throw just get you pumped? It does, man. Because that's the kind of throw that works any down, any distance against any team.
Yeah. Look at the footwork though; it's horrible. He still puts.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, look at the way he throws. Nobody throws like Aaron, man. Nobody throws like him.
Yeah, I think GIFs though are the. I cut this up and I turned it into a GIF to see if it would work better on stream. I think it working a lot better.
Yeah. I call them GIFs, but I'll allow
it. Good point, because I don't know what the hell they're really pronounced.
I had a buddy that called memes. He called them memes. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, we're not gonna call them memes. Like, get out of here.
You know what Mimi reminds me of?
While I was off, yeah, I caught it. I was getting ready and stuff to get back on stream, and I caught it, and I'm like, ooh, I got some shit to say. Damn, they be looking good. We got rid of them pickle pants, and it looks fire, dude. I'm about it. I'm all over it. But I am with you. I do like some black socks and stuff, and but yeah, dude. I'm excited about our uniforms, even the pickle pants. It still looks good, dude. Like, we just have like a classic look, but it's like a modern classic, and it just looks good. And our helmet matches our jerseys now, because I didn't think the green like shade matched up prior years. Now it looks like it matches.
That looks even better. You know what I didn't notice though, like until I saw the game, is that we have that sole stripe down each leg. I never noticed until we played that we have, so that's something that guaranteed jet. Rogers' use of the play clock was so masterful. You know what I will say? I did mean to mention this. When he is adjusting things and Brees is like coming up in the middle of the format, he's coming up to hear the new play and they're all figuring it out last second. It's like every time he goes to Garrett and they torch the D, once we get Mike Williams out there, I hope he makes late adjustments to go to Mike as often as Garrett. That way we keep the defense guessing. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't let him,
In big moments, dude, he knows that, like, oh man, the coverage has been good all game. Like, the receivers aren't getting separation and stuff. And then, in a big moment, he's going to know, like, wait a second, it's not a 50-50 ball with that guy over there. So I'm gonna throw it up to him. He's gonna do his little hand signals or whatever he does over to Mike, and Mike's gonna say, "I got you." And it's gonna be a thing of beauty, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna get better as the season goes along. I know we are.
Purdy, man, Purdy. They had a Purdy quarterback. We have a damn Purdy quarterback, man.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's about a wrap, man. Unless you
I
have
like
any
how one
other.
of the big takeaways from this stream is that I'm a Purdy truther somehow. Like, I swear.
Hey, I said Chad Pennington, and you couldn't even be satisfied with that. You had to say, "Oh, at least Pennington." Come on, you couldn't just give me that.
I said slightly higher ceiling than Pennington. I think the floor, his floor might be just a little lower than Pennington. Pennington's floor and ceiling was like this. I think Purdy's is like this.
would you agree that his offense is a lot just as advantageous as of Tua's for a quarterback?
Yeah, yes, but at the same time, it's not game planned like with Tua. With Tua, it is 2.5 seconds or less, and that ball's out. Purdy does a lot of off the platform, like break a sack, run out of the pocket, and deliver a ball like 25 yards down the field to Ayuk, or like he does a lot of stuff off the script. Tua doesn't have that ability.
Fair. I could take that, man. Allen's, I mean, right in the pocket of this conversation, he's talking about the talent that Darnold has around him in Minnesota is also advantageous for the quarterback. I mean, when you have that kind of talent, you really don't need, as great of a quarterback.
And that's why last week when we were going over our picks, right? We did picks for every game, and you brought up the Vikings Giants game, and I was like, yeah, there's some things that I like about the Giants. Like I think that their defensive line is very solid and this and that. I was like, but Minnesota's got a lot of talent on that team, and it's not really so much of a trust Darnold thing. It's more of just like Jesus, that team's solid, man.
Yeah.
So and sure enough, they showed.
Well, and then you look at how Kirk Cousins did. Not very good. I mean, it wasn't all his fault. I know that. TJ Watt, dude. If you watched any of that Steeler game, you came away with at least I came away with one take, and he's Defensive Player of the Year, just about locked up already. He had another sack, fumble, recovery that was taken away by a flag, and it's still his performance in that game was elite to another extreme.
Yeah, I mean he's the best. He's the best edge rusher in the league until somebody proves me otherwise. Like there are guys that are somewhat close to him, but they're not there yet. Like they're your Micah Parsons and your Myles Garrett's, but T.J. Watt is a game wrecker, man. And you only see like a couple of those in the league at the same time. Edge rushers maybe. But he's absolutely a game wrecker. It's pretty incredible. I wish we had somebody like that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. I mean, Jermaine is cool and all. He's not the same type, but his ceiling will never scratch anything near that. That I know.
Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Would you trade 1-for-1 right now, Sauce Gardner for T.J. Watt?
How old is TJ? How old is TJ?
I don't know, 27-ish.
I mean, probably. I mean, I don't know because your back end is going to be pretty thin. If it was March, maybe.
He was born October 11th of 94. I really don't want to do that math.
94, he's 30.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize it yet.
So, no, I guess not. But the conversation can be had.
He must have been 24 when he entered the league because like he just got his contract like the year before last, like his second contract.
Let me ask you this: have we seen Sauce's ceiling?
Not quite.
Care to elaborate?
Picks, dude. He's going to get a few more picks eventually. He's never going to be a 7, 8, 9 pick guy a season.
No.
Like he'll eventually be a solid 3 pick a year guy with leading the league in pass deflections and just super sticky coverage. You know, like that's what he's going to be, and I'm totally fine with it.
Would you give away the picks to have him do what he's doing now, but wherever you want him to do it?
You mean like shadowing? I mean, if he can maintain what he does now against the number one I mean, year in and year, yeah, fuck it, dude. If you can guarantee that you can lock down their number one receiver, there's not much that you can ask more than that out of a cornerback. Like,
No, I'm with you.
So.
For me, it's more about I mean, we all got so spoiled by Revis. And he even picked some balls, man. Plus, he was a sure ass tackler. If you can give me the erasability of an opposing number one receiver, you don't have to pick a ball for me all year. But if you're not shadowing, I need a couple. Otherwise, we have to have a premium cornerback too opposite him all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're gonna play a lot of zone and we're not gonna shadow and things like that, he's definitely going to come up with more turnovers, man. And that's I think he's improved a little bit with his tackling, but I think he still has a way to go with that too. He's not what Revis was as far as a tackler. Although sometimes I don't know. Sometimes Revis had his moments too, but
Alan they're talking in the chat about Rodgers a little bit, and I just wanted to mention Alan's worried about his mobility, and there was one play, and I don't remember when, where, how. It was in the first quarter though, where I thought to myself, "Ooh, Aaron looked old trying to scramble there or trying to move a little bit." Later on, he looked a little better. But I won't forget that first quarter where I thought, oh man, he's definitely 41, 40.
yeah, he's not fast. He's definitely not fast, but he still has mobility.
I just hope we keep getting that secure pocket because 2.4 seconds time to throw, dude, top of the league is epic. But will he always have that?
That was top of the league over this past week.
I think it was first or second. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He could have took. Well, it's not. It doesn't mean he had the most time. It means he got it out the fastest.
No, I know, but
Okay.
I'm saying that's good. That means he's understanding the offense and things are flowing, the way he's for the most part wanting them to.
And it's because of. I mean, that's like what 1 second. It helps having plays like that.
By the way, Garrett wasn't even open yet. Like he just trusted Garrett to get open enough to do that. Like he threw this ball like right now or now. Yeah, Garrett hadn't even made his separation really yet. He just started to break away a little bit, like, and more to the side than deep. But
honestly, when he threw it, I thought he was a little behind him, but he lofted it just enough to let Garrett. And it helps that the corner has. They must have known like the corner is not he's face guarding,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he turned his back. Yeah, that's a big boy throw, a big boy play. When you play it in slow motion, you don't really appreciate Garrett's like movements. But like when you watch that shit in real time, you're like, whoo! The way he just like so
honestly,
just like he gets that separation, man.
You're right, because I think it was like a 1.8 second clip that I turned into 5 or 6. Dude, it was like that.
Dude, yeah. He moves like his breaks are so sudden and just like he just I don't know. I do it's yeah. It's going to be a good season for Garrett Wilson. I know he only has 6 for 60 so far, but that's still not terrible, you know. Looks like him
Thank
and
you,
Rogers.
Scott. You know what? Okay. I wasn't certain it was Garrett. There was another one to Lazard. Did he catch 2 on the sideline? I don't know. Maybe Scott's right. I know that,
That you're showing? That's not Lazard.
yeah, that's what he's saying.
I don't. That's
Let me
not
show it
tall enough.
again. We'll be able to here. Let me it looks like Garrett to me.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think that's Lazard.
Let me see. I have the other file. Not that it takes away from it, but it. Let me see. Give me a second in the background here.
I'm trying to see the numbers. I can't see. Yeah, like the guy in the slot. I can't tell what number that is.
I'm pretty sure that Garrett had a similar one that he had to jump and he caught it and fell on his back. And he only finished with like 60 yards. So this one probably is Lazard.
The more I'm
Go
looking
ahead.
at it, Scott might be right, which makes sense as to why I
I think
wasn't
he
real
is.
impressed with that break. But I thought it was just because of the slow mo.
I was highlighting it more
I
for the good.
Oh no, I was just going to say I agree with Allen for once. That's going to be a hell of a matchup, man. Gonzalez is a stud for the Patriots, and that's why I was trying to tell people, man. I said the defense is still good, man. They got some players, and Garrett versus Gonzalez. That's going to be a hell of a matchup there.
Sorry. Getting popping, of course, right now. Regardless, and give you guys one final moment to produce any questions you want. But otherwise, dude, I'm ready for Tennessee, man. I think you probably are too. Um, got to thoroughly win this thing. Got to. I mean, we don't have to. When we say got to, please, I want to make it known. When we say we must win, we don't mean that we're totally if we don't win. We're not saying that at all. Because this team can survive 0-2. Okay? But let me give you a stat. You know how many times Aaron Rodgers how many times you think Aaron Rodgers has ever started 0-2, Daniel?
Couple, maybe. I don't know. I doubt it's very often. 0. Wow. Yeah. Hmm.
So he loses the first. He course corrects damn fast. Now I'm not saying that week 1 was his fault, so it might be different because I don't know, but I don't see 0-2.
Yeah. I don't see
Again,
it
we
either. The the thing about it is though is like you want to look at trends and believe them, but at the same time we're also using the excuse that Aaron never loses in prime time and stuff like that or whatever, and then we went and lost in prime time. So was that Aaron's fault? Not really, but could he have played better? Yeah. There was some ball placement that could have been a little better. That pick, even though it was tipped, like I'm not a big fan of tipped interceptions either, or whatever. But that ball placement could have definitely been better. So I don't know. I think I can't look at a quarterback that like almost every year of his career he's been like double digit wins, in his life. I can't look at a quarterback like that and believe that he's gonna go 7-10 or something.
I do.
Like I said, Aaron Rodgers, as long as 8 is under center, like I'm confident that we're gonna win some games.
That was one of the hardest places and opponents to get 20 points against. We scored 19 in like 70% the time we were expecting to have on the road against a conference champion. If we had Pittsburgh coming up next, I would be worried about 0-2. If we had maybe St. Louis coming up next, I would be worried about 0-2. I'm not worried about 0-2 going against Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans, who also have not clicked yet. And I'm not saying that Aaron, dude, even if he has to carry us, I think he will. But I don't think the problem is this Jet defense, man. Like we could lose to the school of the blind playing like that. But they're also professionals.
Anybody with even subpar vision can see like, hey, their run defense is subpar, like, and they need to what we need to do is just run it down their throats. So, like you said,
Yeah.
we got to tighten up. That's one of the biggest things. That's my biggest concern right now. Pass rush and tightening up that run defense. Actually, pass rush might be more of a concern to me.
Dude, yeah.
But you got to trust Saul is going to figure it out because we always since we've had him, we've always figured out a way to have a pass rush, even with players that aren't all that great, like JFM being our best edge.
We also feels like bend but don't break applies to the defense when you cross into our territory. It seems like we'll stop you when we need to stop you. I also feel like it can apply to the schedule and elimination. So when we need to win and rattle off wins, we will, I think. It might start slow. We might start ugly in the first half on Sunday. I think we said it a million times this episode alone. It's probably going to be an ugly win. Just show some signs of improvement over week 1. It's about it, man, right?
Yeah. Just grind it out, man. The word is grind. Grind it out. Because all that matters at the end of the day doesn't matter. Style points doesn't matter. We're not the fucking Miami Dolphins. Does not matter. Grind it out. Get the W. That's all that matters.
Yep. All right, brother. That's a wrap. Have a good night, man.
All right. Good night, fellas.
Good night, chat. Send them out with a little outro later.